Check. 1, 2,
Like Big
1,
Sean,
2. Speaking into a
He's
microphone.
actually a tiny guy. He's the rapper. He does Dance Ass.
All right.
Featuring Nicki Minaj.
I said all right.
Ass.
Yo,
Stop.
We're never doing a Friday show
motherfucker
again.
hammer
Look at what
time.
this Kitty's doing, though. He's just checking out.
Oh, I can't wait to get to
Do we
this.
know
be great.
what
That was the start. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game-Over-Greggy show. All you do is want to talk about asses in a cat app.
You run a tight ship here, buddy.
I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Cheers.
Hey, what are you drinking over there?
Coffee.
You're drinking out of the famous Gen 1 Oreoration mug. Remember that?
I couldn't
Gen
find
1.
my walk-in mug, so I had to eat this one. Sorry.
The walk-in mug is up with the other mugs.
Is it? I couldn't find it.
No, it's probably just turned
Sometimes
around.
walk-in doesn't want to be found. Sometimes he just goes where he wants
When
to
he
go.
doesn't want to be found, what
He's
does he say?
wily.
He's like, it's fine, Nick. It's fine. I don't want to be found.
Christopher Walken, are you in here? No. There's nobody here. Is it?
No,
is it-
Carboni.
I thought I heard
here.
something in the closet. No, that's just your imagination. There's no one here in the room. I can only do Jay Moore doing Christopher Walken.
I do my brother doing Christopher Walken, my impression.
Over there, the Puro and Tim Gettys.
Let's get nasty.
And then our newest Christopher Walken, Anthony Carboni.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for coming, Anthony
Yeah,
Carboni.
thank you for having me.
Of course, Colin is dead. We were sorry to see him
It's
go.
a bummer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really weird
got
if he
kidnapped.
dies in the
Over
next
in,
I was nowhere
Thailand.
near
Iceland.
the site where he
It's a land.
died. You cannot place me at the scene.
No, not at all. Anthony Carboni, people know you. You are an internet personality.
So you keep saying.
They've seen your face everywhere. You have a show coming to weather.
I do. I've got a show with Tara Long and Travis Taylor, who is a NASA rocket scientist. It's called Three Scientists Walk Into a Bar, and it's premiering next month on the Weather Channel.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then people might know you too from the podcast world.
Podcast. Jeff Kanata and I do a show called We Have Concerns 3 times a week.
You can get it on Patreon.com as well, just like you can get our shows. At
Patreon.com.
Patreon.com. We're all part of the Patreon.com family.
Patreon.com, of course, owned by General Mills. We're all a subsidiary
Are we?
of... Yeah, we're
I
all a
didn't know
subsidiary of General Mills and General Electric.
Are we able to get some kind of? Do they own? Is that real? That's the same thing. Electric and Mills own the same thing.
Every dollar that you give to Patreon, 30% of it goes to horrible corporate practices.
Wow.
I like this.
Yeah.
But they make good cereal.
They're excellent cereal.
Which
I don't
who
think
makes
anybody...
cornflakes?
General Mills.
I'm into it then.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Who makes Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries? My favorite cereal. Of all time.
Kellogg, which is owned by General Mills. But the more specific answer to all your questions is some tiny indentured servant in a third world country.
No, they make it in the middle of the country. I've gone past. You smells like Rice Krispies when you drive.
What?
by. In
Really?
Illinois, yeah.
There's a town somewhere where that's supposed to smell entirely like Captain Crunch in the Midwest.
But
Christ, I wanna
because
live
of like
there.
an accident, or because they make Captain
Because there
Crunch?
was a
Because of an
terror-
accident, like a horrible, terrible
Yeah,
accident.
there was a
occurred.
boating accident and Captain Crunch died, and now he haunts this tiny Midwestern town.
Oh, the smell's getting stronger. He's coming.
He's coming for us!
Put the blood
They
of
smell like
Rice
berries.
Krispie people above the door.
What the shit are we talking about?
I don't know.
This is gonna be a good one.
Christopher
this is
Walken,
worth
I
a
think.
dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher
definitely.
Walken's where we started. Of course, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, you can get the show early over at youtube.com/patreon.com/kindafunny. Then, day by day, topic by topic, it's broken out and put on youtube.com/kindafunny before we post the whole thing for free. Fridays on YouTube, Fridays on iTunes, Friday on podcast services around the globe.
It's a rigmarole.
Now, tell me about this cat app.
Yeah, it's the most important thing.
Oh my god.
This is not a topic.
Are you not...
This is going to turn into a topic. We always say that, and then we talk about the cat app for 55 minutes. And then
there's
what
this
happened to my topic that I submitted?
beautiful cat app that I found.
You found.
Soha Karimi. I don't know if you know, she's a writer for like Paste and stuff, and she also is a game designer. But she started posting pictures of these adorable cartoon cats doing stuff. And I was like,
One of my favorite things.
Yeah, what is this about? And it's an app that you can only find by putting in the name of this Japanese company, and then you have a yard and you buy cat toys with fish as a currency.
Okay.
And then
How do you get fish?
well, you start with a certain amount of fish, and then
Do the fish regenerate?
no,
Do you breed the fish?
no,
Do fish
Okay.
come out of your body?
no. In the game or now?
Ever.
Either?
Have fish ever come out of your body? Have you ever put a fish in your body
Yes.
and then it came out smaller fishes?
Yes.
Like a Play-Doh set when you put the Play-Doh in and you grind it and it comes
right.
out.
The
They're making a
spaghetti
Play-Doh
part.
movie.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Or like that
Announced
episode
today.
of Real Ghostbusters where Slimer got like interdimensional, or he got like twisted, remember? And they tried to catch him
No.
with Slimer nets, but when they hit him, he just turned off into little Slimers.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah,
That's-
it
so
took
that's-
Bankman and the guys
that's
quite a
hilarious.
while to figure it
That's
out.
a great setup because all of the hijinks that could happen.
Yeah.
True story. That's
Quality
actually the number
show.
one problem we face in America today.
Too many Slimers?
Too many Slimers.
When they figured out how to get them back together,
Slimers
too,
go home.
and all the Slimers started coming back together, they didn't go back to normal Slimer size. They made a really big Slimer, and then oh man, New York
That doesn't make
even
sense.
make sense.
Yeah.
What?
Same mass can occupy same space. Thank
Well, I mean, but it's ghost
Backup roll.
physics, so we have to remember that it's ghost
Oh,
physics.
you're right.
Right? Exactly.
And I don't know how ghost physics
How did the
work.
fish work?
So in this cat app, you get a certain number of fish to start, and you buy cat toys, and then new cats start showing up and playing with the toys, and then depending on how much they like the toys you leave out, they tip you in fish, and you buy bigger and bigger toys. And you can take pictures of these cats, and they're just adorable little cartoon cats. I just can't even deal.
It's very
Fair.
cute.
So
It's
is
got a
it
good
called the
soundtrack,
cat
right?
app?
I don't know what it's called because it's in
It's
Japanese.
in Japanese.
But you have to look up the
I hope
name
it's
of the
something
company.
horribly
It could
racist.
be really racist, like Kill the White Man.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, I guess I'm supporting that right now because these cats are cute.
We
It's
just
called
need
adorable.
10,000
It's called
fish.
Adorable Kittens Hate Indigenous Peoples.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
Is what the app is. It's
like
what it
that.
translates out to. I don't know what it is exactly because
Yeah.
there's some colloquialism that
Yeah,
goes in
there's
there.
little dialects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what it roughly means, I think.
Now I know this isn't the Kind of Funny Games cast,
No.
and I know we also usually don't talk about mobile games, but I have a game that might be up your alley here. I got a press release about. This one, I got this press release today, and it says the world's most famous fat cat, Garfield, making a new
Heathcliff.
appearance on iOS soon. Now this game is called Garfield: Survival of the Fattest. Now the 2 bullet points they put out are unlock exclusive comic strips, play crazy mini games.
Do you get a comic strip where he makes fun of Odie, or one where he doesn't want to get up?
Or one where he eats John's food.
Yeah,
I love
does
those.
he-
where,
oh,
like,
does he-
John
do you
turns
get
around
one
and
where he
looks
eats
back
the
and food's
food?
gone. He's like,
I would-
oh my god.
I would love to see a Garfield comic where he eats John's food.
That'd be amazing.
I wish they would make like a Garfield kart racer, like on the 3DS.
That'd be good. That'd be really brilliant.
They're doing that.
I know.
They announced it yesterday, and I'm very upset about
Are we
it.
gonna play
Were
it
you
together?
were you at the big press conference
I
when
was
they
not.
announced it?
I was not. But
I heard they
Davis
flew,
comes out and
yeah,
does
I heard
it.
they flew everyone.
Like Garfield out.
Yeah, I heard
Wait,
they flew
Garfield was
all
there?
of the press to
was-
Hawaii,
Uh-huh.
and then Garfield came out,
Yeah.
and Jim Davis came out, Bill Murray came out, Breckenmeyer came out.
Breckenmeyer. Why is Breckenmeyer there?
He was in Garfield. He
Was
was,
he
in
really?
Garfield.
Yeah, he
Tale of
was
Two
John.
Kitties.
He
He was
was
John
John.
Arbuckle.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever actually seen the Garfield movie.
Now
I
is he
definitely have
Franklin or
not.
Bash?
He is.
He'll know.
Ooh. Shit, I don't know. I
You
don't
watch this
actually
show.
know who's Franklin and
I
who's
think
Bash.
I think he's never seen the show.
No, he's
I think
Franklin.
he's Bash.
I think he's
Because Mark Paul Gosselaar is like tall and angular and looks like a Franklin, whereas like
I gotta look this
Breckenmeyer
up.
is
He's
like
Bash.
a guy
I
who
gotta
walks
look
into the
this
room
up.
and everybody's like Bash.
Yeah.
Trim, that does look like that's what
Right?
it
I
looks
like
like.
that.
Yeah.
I
But maybe
got-
they're playing against type. They have range.
They do. Especially
Anyway,
him.
so you're at this multi-million-dollar collusion fest for the Garfield app. How did that go?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was cats everywhere. And specifically, I brought this up last week, but there's an Instagram called Cash Cats, and everyone should go look
Oh,
at
I
it.
love Cash.
I'm sorry,
Cash Cats are good.
I have to interrupt.
You have breaking news
Mark
over
Paul Gosser was Peter Bash.
Whoa!
Breckenmeyer was Jared Franklin.
That's why the show
Why are you
was so
saying
groundbreaking.
was?
Because it's canceled. The show's not on anymore.
R.I.P. Franklin
Yeah,
Bash.
I mean, I like that show.
This
Pour
was
one
the
out
season
for
you
the
were
homie.
really looking to
I
get
was-
into
I was-
it.
you
This
know,
was the one.
it was gonna be this
It
one.
for all intents and purposes, made Kumail Nanjiani's career. And he is big because he got Silicon Valley because of Franklin and Bash.
That's true.
Then he stopped doing the show. He would do one of those random walk-ons like every 6th episode. He'd be like, hey guys, I'm calling from India. And I'm like, but you ain't in fucking India. You're in Silicon Valley in an HBO show getting paid more.
Getting paid.
Stop trying to drop that shit like you're still part of the show, Kumail. You're not. You're bigger than
Well,
that.
nobody-
Shows
well,
off
nobody's
nobody's
part
part
of
of
the
the
show.
show anymore.
Exactly, because you left.
All right, here's the intro video
He was really
for
the anchor.
Garfield Survival of the Fattest. See, now the caption on the video was
You're fat.
to Garfield, diet is die with a T.
Okay. Yeah.
Get it?
Uh-huh.
It's a wordplay, Tim. Like he thinks
Alright.
he's getting a treat, and what's he getting? You're going to diet camp, Garfield.
So,
And then it's like a throwback to the
tricked.
stupid things you hung, and there you go. Now you're playing the game.
So the idea is that you're at diet camp, but you have to try to not diet.
Let's see what the description says here. All right, here's the description, all right? Garfield's intense passion for food comes back with a vengeance when John takes Garfield camping on a quote-unquote forced diet.
No, that's not in quotes. He's literally forcing him to go on a diet. There's no reason for that to be in quotes.
Players are challenged to help the famous fat cat get back his favorite dishes, as a diet is more like, quote, die without the T. Oh my
This
God.
is really weird because that plot sounds exactly what's happening in real life right now with Kevin's
Garfield?
girlfriend.
Oh.
Who is forcing him to
Oh, that's
diet,
a great point.
And how
Wow.
me and Nick are just constantly trying to force him to eat lasagna in Starbucks.
So true story. Right before we went on, I tried to get him to split another piece of that coffee cake in there with me.
Cheryl made it.
Whoa.
Good job,
He
Cheryl.
would not do it.
Are you how's your willpower, buddy? Holding up?
Oh, I got strong willpower.
Strong
He has
willpower.
really strong
I
willpower.
saw you eat it. I saw you put it in your face.
He said another, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was.
I stop at one piece of cake now.
I'll let you know, sir.
Greg, I feel like you brought up the Garfield game as a joke to test the waters to see if we actually liked it, so it was okay for you to like it, because that is your humor right there in a nutshell.
Oh.
Like the bad MIDI music, and then Garfield going to. I have a
You were
soft
this
spot for
close.
Garfield. I loved Garfield growing up. Sorry, the show was great. Garfield and Friends was
There's
great.
no
great.
Heathcliff, I'll tell you that much.
We've talked about Heathcliff. Why were there multiple Heathcliff universes in one show? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Heathcliff was complex.
Yeah.
He was
'Cause-
the Webster of cartoon
Yeah,
cats.
because the cats in the junkyard could clearly speak English. And they had like a semi-human lady cat. If you guys have already gone through this, so I feel like I don't want to like.
I've never actually dived into Heathcliff.
Well,
lore
I mean, Nick,
before.
he's the Franklin to Garfield's Bash.
Bash.
Who's the Kumail Nanjiani?
Nermal.
Normal.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Kumail, if you're
racist.
watching, you're Nermal.
No,
Sorry.
but,
Kumail
the-
watches this podcast.
The
You know,
Heathcliff cartoon.
they know us.
I know Kumail. I know of him. He knows of me. We've never met. We're afraid to put those two titans in the same room together.
Yeah.
For fear that
I made
might
a
shake the
thumbnail
world.
for one of
Two
his
huge
videos
personalities.
We did the
It's too
Gears
much.
once. So we're like
video.
best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're homies.
I had to like clip out his face.
Yeah.
I didn't do
That's
a
as
good
close
job.
as you get.
Tim, you never do a good job. All you do is this. You do like an ancillary job of clipping out, and then you put vibrant color in the background. But you throw all that away, and you Google boobs and whatever the subject of the topic is, and
Okay.
whatever the first image is. That's
So
the
think
top.
back to like 2
SEO.
seconds ago when you said I never do a good job, and now take that back.
I take it back.
Thank
I
you.
take it back. I
Yeah.
sit corrected.
Also, can I just give myself a shout out to last week's
You're the
episodes?
unsung hero, yeah.
Yeah. Episode 69 of the Game Over Greggy show
69.
made me very, very
Maybe when no
happy
one else does
because I got to use boobs in every thumbnail and like kind of have a reason, except for Colin's topic, which was should life be more simple?
More simple.
So obviously I was like, what the fuck am I going to use for a thumbnail
Simple
for
Life.
that? So I obviously went to Simple Life,
Nice.
Googled some Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton, and that was fun.
Nice, you did.
Yeah, I did a good job.
So let's see if you can do it again this week. Tim, what's your topic?
Oh shit, we're starting with me.
Yeah.
Damn.
No
I
pressure.
wasn't prepared for that. Yes, I was. What is going to be the best superhero movie of 2015? We already had one.
Let's roll down. Let's roll down the list.
Yeah, roll
All
down
right,
the
we're
list.
rolling down the list.
Let's talk about which ones we got.
We're
You
starting-
always
The
throw
one
those
already
on me,
came out.
and then I have to argue whatever one's the first one that pops in my head because I can't think of any more.
Furious 7 already came out.
That is not a
superhero
superhero.
movie.
It is
It
now
at
a
this point,
superhero.
yeah.
Kind of a superhero
They're
movie,
pretty.
actually.
It's gone way off the deep end.
Have
and
you seen
I love
it?
it.
No, I'm seeing it Sunday because
It's-
nobody invited me to the screener.
I invited you.
You were out of town.
No, not the screener. I was very much here when you all went to see the screener.
That's
No, we invited you to the screener and to
You asked me,
last night.
"Are you going?" And I said, "No, I wasn't invited."
I have no interest.
Whoa!
And I quote, I
And then
can't.
I offered you a ride.
and
I wasn't
quote,
invited. I
And
wanted
I
to be
quote-
invited.
And I
Remember when I
quote,
was like-
Greg, do you want to go to the screener? Go fuck yourself. I don't go out past 7.
Yeah.
Chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken wing.
Exactly. Then he looked at me and he was like,
Which is not
it's
even
not
an
about
emoji.
family, it's about cars."
Yeah, it's
and walked
just about
away.
cars.
And I was
Why
like,
would I
fuck
want
you,
to see
Greg.
a stupid movie that's just about cars and Vin Diesel?
That's dumb.
You guys
All
are
right.
jerks today.
So May 1st, Avengers.
Fast
Age
and
of
Furious
Ultron.
is the one where he can see in the dark, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the one.
great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Daredevil.
You're
Where
right.
like the things attack him and he goes to a prison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were talking about the scene in Fast and Furious.
No,
the
we're talking
fourth
about the
one,
Garfield app.
when he
when he actually sees.
when he
He
yeah
was
he
in
can
the dark,
see
yeah.
how
he's
Letty
like,
died.
He's like a Navajo
Oh, right,
trail walker
yeah.
and he can see the past.
So Greg didn't
What
finish, but
happened
he
to
goes
Letty?
he goes to the forced diet camp and then sees supernatural murders.
Yeah, he becomes Jennifer Love Hewitt from the Ghost Whisperer.
Yeah.
That's always the scariest parts with pets. Is when they
Is when
react
they
to
see
some-
murders?
They react to something in the room. They react to something in the room and nothing really happened.
Does it look like this?
Yeah, and you have to be like, shit, is it seeing another plane of existence? Now, Portillo doesn't see much in this existence, so I don't worry. But when I had
blind.
cats,
Not too
they were
worried.
on to shit.
Well, Cat
Cats are, we all know from the ancient Egyptians,
And
from
also
Cash
the
Cats.
Garfield app.
are the gateway to the devil. They are the gateway to the underworld. The cats. So
Cats.
the cats. That's why cats are freaky. Anyone that has a cat, you're playing with disaster. Dogs, man's best friend. Cats, gonna kill you in your sleep.
That's why you get app cats, and they're adorable, and they can't hurt you.
Yeah, until
Or
you
cash
realize that you've been
cats.
playing a racist propaganda that's trying to kill the white man.
Sure.
Or
Until
whatever
then.
ethnicity you are.
Until then.
Until then, it's a great
Which I assume is
time.
how-
Point conceded. Sure.
All right, so you got Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Debatably counts.
I'll allow.
Avengers: Age of Ultron, May 1st.
Yes.
I don't think that one's going to do well.
And then Pitch Perfect 2, if that counts.
That does not count.
Okay,
They're
fine.
superheroes
Fine,
of
guys.
acapella.
You
Fine.
can't just name movies. Does Butterfly?
Does Magic Mike count? Okay, no.
Magic Mike
So,
does count. He's
Ant-
got superhero
Ant-Man.
arms.
July 17th.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Okay.
July 17th. That's a lot closer than I thought. Mm-hmm. Then,
Yeah, we're all slowly dying. Go on.
then we got Fantastic Four, August 7th.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
A lot
I
of
think that
stuff
might be
got
it.
delayed, right? A lot of stuff got pushed.
No,
Like,
we're not
obviously-
getting Star Wars this year, are we?
Yeah.
Does that count?
Yeah,
as
that's
superhero?
not
That doesn't
superhero.
Okay, fuck you. Like, I agree it's not a superhero movie, but you're going to make a case for Fast and Furious and not
was
If
a-
Star
Furious
Wars.
is in there, Star Wars probably should be.
okay, well, you guys are wrong, and I was joking.
Let's
so
take Furious out.
He's
Let's
got
take
an
Furious
attitude.
there's
He-
Alvin and the
he didn't
Chipmunks
have
Road
this-
Chip.
out. No,
No?
just because they're animated chipmunks.
Okay, well,
doesn't make
fine then. You know what? I thought there was a lot more superhero movies this year, and there's not. There's
'Cause
just
I was
3
gonna
of
say
them.
that-
Has been something that came out?
The big fight, I
No.
think, was originally going to be Avengers and Dawn of Justice, and then Dawn of Justice got pushed to 2016, right?
Right,
So now
right.
it's kind of like Marvel's just running the board again.
Yeah, there's no DC movie.
Well, there's Fantastic Four.
I don't
Just still-
so,
yeah.
The thing is this: I don't. What I think
God.
they're trying to do with Fantastic Four, and obviously with Ant-Man, is they're trying to strike gold twice. They're trying to get Iron Man out the gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four, there's already a series that got, for all intents and purposes, drove itself into the ground. Largely, I blame because of the fake eyes that Jessica Alba had the entire time.
right.
These things were just freaking weird. Like, she
But
has
there
these
was
blue
the
eyes.
scene when she was on the bridge and she went invisible, but then she went not invisible.
Oh,
She was
when
in
wasn't
underwear.
wearing any clothes.
She's in
I like
underwear,
that
wasn't she?
scene. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Okay, so that one won.
she was blonde,
Yeah, which is weird.
which I didn't know I wanted until I saw it.
You don't need it. That's the thing with Jessica Alba. She's so pretty. You don't need to do any of that stuff. There's no reason why Sue Storm has to be blonde. Just
There's
put it out there.
sometimes I wish she would have hung it up after Idle Hands and then just gone to bed.
Idle Hands is
Stop.
such a good movie.
It really
top.
is.
Come on,
Such
top.
a
Really,
good movie.
really
What up,
is.
Devin
I was
Sawa?
just
We know
talking
Devin
about
Sawa.
this.
Yeah.
So good.
We watched it every Halloween for years.
We should do that again this year.
love it.
Okay.
But tomorrow instead.
Sure. Can we bring Devin Sawa up?
Yes.
Can we do a commentary with him?
Whoa. Can
I like
can I
that.
invite myself if
Yeah,
you guys
sure.
do that?
Do you think him and Jess are still cool?
No.
Can I call her Jess?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you cool enough to call her Jess?
I don't think so, but Greg said I am, and
Yeah.
he is.
All
Can't
right.
believe you blew off heaven to kick it with me.
So cute.
I'm tell you right now, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
The
God, in
scene
that movie, she was the hottest anything's ever been.
it was
Yeah.
insane.
Period.
That was
when
just
she-
the peak of human achievement, really.
I
Was
literally
when she
remember
was tied
seeing
up
her-
onto the car.
Yeah, yeah, and
About
they
to get
pulled off
squished.
the outfit, yeah.
Fucking shit.
We're all
my
teenage
God.
boys. We're like, yeah.
Or when she opened the door and she was just in her pajamas, I was just like, that's how girls dress when they go to sleep? Yes! It's not.
No,
It's really
no, my
not.
wife wears flannel pajamas sometimes, and then when you touch them, it's like touching sand.
I think she was wearing a shirt that said like Naughty Kitty or something.
yeah, that's
that's
right.
fine.
That's true.
Did it say Naughty Kitty?
Yeah, Christine
All right.
stitches
Continue
me into
the
a burlap
conversation.
sack. she goes to bed and then she unstitches it.
Jesus,
more.
that's kinky. I mean, I knew you were in some crazy.
Greg is forced to wrap himself into a large tarp like a burrito, so he's not mobile. And then he's allowed to lay next to her on the bed.
God damn.
Is it Naughty
That's
Kitty?
disgusting.
I'm just looking at the other pictures and they're good.
Well, while you look at those pictures, I'll keep going on my rant for Ant-Man.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be as successful as Iron Man because I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Having said that, I'm very excited for both. I mean, obviously, Age of Ultron is going to be probably the highest grossing movie of this year. I would imagine it's going to be huge.
And so, are we saying successful?
No. Star Wars.
Are we
Oh,
saying?
I'm sorry, that's right. Star Wars.
If we're
actually
counting
well.
Star Wars.
But as far as
And Furious
superhero
7.
movies go, it's
gonna
going
make hella.
to make a lot of money.
I've already lost the lead in this. Are we talking about what'll be the best movie or what'll be the most successful? Like, are we talking about money or are we talking about what movies like we're gonna enjoy the most?
Best. That we'll enjoy.
So more subjective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I still think Ultron.
I think it's gonna come down to Ultron versus Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man's gonna catch people off guard.
Ant-Man's a wild card.
Yeah.
Because with when Edgar Wright was attached, I was very sure of the kind of movie they were going to make.
Right.
And I thought it was a superhero movie that it was time for, that kind of was respectful, but also really played with the genre a little bit and gave us something that was like a little more satirical the way
Sure.
he does. And
Yeah.
like, I think everybody's kind of, maybe not everybody, like nobody in this room, but certainly I think the general population is starting to get a little bit of superhero fatigue.
Oh yeah.
And so
Not
something
starting. It's like we're dead in the middle of it.
So something like that could have really gotten people's interest back up, I think, or would have been more appropriate.
Right.
And now that Peyton Reed's in there, I don't know. It sounds like they wanted him to conform a little bit more to the timeline that they had in mind.
Well, that's what they always want, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you hear from the Marvel camp that they're very, very stringent when it comes to how they want directors to come in and be tools for all intents and purposes. They want you to take the script that has been written for you and make sure it translates 1-to-1 on screen. They don't want people that are pushing back, and it's the same with DPs. I listen to the American Cinematographer podcast, and they were talking to the guy that shot Captain America 2, I think it was, and he was like,
Winter Soldier.
they don't want you to stray. They just want you to shoot it like you shot. They have like style guides for everything, and like they want you to shoot it like it's been shot before, so it all feels like one universe.
But at the same time, they really did allow tonally, and maybe it was because they're kind of creating kind of segments of the Marvel universe, but they really did allow Guardians to kind of be its own thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you hire James Gunn.
Yeah.
And let him
But you
write
would
it.
think
But
that
that's
would
the
be
same
what
thing with
happened when you
Edgar Wright.
hire Edgar Wright.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right? Like, what was the most notable one was I think when Darren Aronofsky was supposed to be doing Wolverine.
Yeah.
Right, and you were like, that's too good to be true. He's going to push it so far to where it should go.
Yeah.
That there's no way it's going to be marketable, and maybe that's what happened with Edgar.
Well, and I think, and I don't want to say that I'm not giving Peyton Reed the credit he deserves, because Peyton Reed's great.
What did he do? The Descendants? No.
He did.
I gotta look. I always forget to look him up before we start talking about superhero.
So Peyton Reed actually did Bring It On, the original one.
Oh,
Yes.
but that
Yeah,
was actually
which
a
is
good
great.
movie.
I'm a lot
everyone
more
gives the
excited
series
now.
Shit, because it was like Bring It On 7 with
Yeah.
Hayden Panettiere and like.
Don't badmouth her.
I just threw
She's
that out
got
there.
the Nashville love behind her now. She's in a PlayStation exclusive. You can all shut up.
What else did he do?
He did Down with Love, and he was originally, like, 1,000,000 years ago, he was attached to Fantastic Four, and he wanted to do Fantastic Four as sort of the Beatles' Hard Day's Night camera crew following around the Fantastic Four
Oh, wow.
on the day Galactus attacks.
Oh wow.
Like a very
That sounds
60s
awesome.
Silver Age. Like, this was before they had the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
yeah.
But it was all going to be like 60s mid-century, like camera crews following around the Fantastic Four
That'd be
on the
dope.
day that shit goes down. So I'm very excited for Peyton Reed to do
Yes
Ant-Man.
Man.
He did do Yes Man.
I like Yes Man a lot.
Yeah.
That was one of those Jim Carrey movies. I don't know if you guys ever saw it or not. But it was one where he goes to a seminar and the guy's like, you just say yes to everything no matter what and your life will change. And so for like it's almost the same plot as
Liar,
when he was a
liar.
lawyer.
Liar,
Yeah,
liar.
Yeah.
Except it's not a physical thing. He just decides to say yes. And it's a completely different movie. It's with just Zooey Deschanel as the love interest. Really, really good. Actually, really, really good
was
character movie. Funny. Like Jim. So I think he can make a good
he did
movie.
like he motorcycle raced or did
Scooters or something like that.
longboarding or something. I remember.
He
this.
just had to say for like a week-long period, they just anyone that asks you to do anything.
The original
it's
cut
going
of
to
that
come up
movie,
like-
the first thing he gets asked is like, "Hey man, you want to try some? You want to try some H?
Yeah,
Just once. You want
right.
to try it?"
Yeah, yeah.
The movie went in a very different direction.
yeah.
Yeah.
They screened it. People
That was
were like,
Darren
"Ah,
Aronofsky was doing that one originally
Yeah,
too.
yeah. You gotta pull it back.
Makes sense.
So I mean, again, it doesn't necessarily matter. He's a competent enough director.
Yeah.
It's really the source material. It's really what they want to do with the series.
Exactly.
And you got Paul Rudd, so you got
Something.
range there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're gonna. It's not like
He
you've
can be
got
in
someone-
Madden commercials. He can be in I Love You Man.
He could be a small little dude or a big dude.
Yeah, he can change. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of depth.
Yeah.
The thing that gives me hope for it was when you watch the trailer. It's kind of paint by numbers. Like I'm gonna I got a daughter I got to make good for, and I've got this guy's giving me this cool suit, and I'm gonna be. And then you have the one Paul Rudd moment at the very very end where he's like, "Question: is it too late to change the name?"
Yes.
So it's very self-aware that Ant-Man is kind of a silly thing. So I'm hoping they
Yeah.
go with that. They
Well,
run
I'm
with that
thinking we
vibe.
got the Marvel trailer that's for everybody, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Like, those are the moments that are just like, good, Marvel movie, go.
action,
And, like, I'm-
action, story. Paul
Yeah.
Rudd, action, right?
And I'm hoping they're allowing him to keep a little bit of that weirdness, because Irredeemable Ant-Man is a weird series, and it's a funny series.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping they kind of still let that happen. But I'm wondering where they're going to try to,
I'm
like...
not familiar with this Ant-Man though, because the only Ant-Man I'm really familiar with is the one that was in the cartoon or
The wife beater.
Yeah, the wife-beating
Hank Pym.
alcoholic.
Is that
Real?
That was Ultimate.
Yeah.
Was that Ultimate?
Who
Ultimate's
originally...
the wife beater one.
No. Sorry.
Sorry.
What? Who is he,
Hank-
Kevin?
Hank Pym.
Yeah, Hank Pym, like, he's a wife beater
In every Marvel universe.
Thanks, Tim.
Across the multiverse,
Okay, well, he
this
is the
man has
ultimate.
hit women.
I didn't say anything that was not correct.
No, so...
Well,
You have an attitude.
I do.
So Hank Pym in the comics universe, number one, creates Ultron, which is not happening.
right?
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Number two,
That we know of.
gets his suit stolen from him by a burglar who becomes the irredeemable Ant-Man, who is basically like, well, people expect me to be Ant-Man, but I also just like to steal stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. It's
and that's
easier
kind
than
of
working.
and he's kind of just like a jerk, terrible person, but is also like, oh, good, Ant-Man's here, and he's like, oh, okay, right, yes, Ant-Man,
Ant-Man.
let's do this.
I'll
Yeah,
punch that guy. Don't look at me stealing your purse.
yeah.
I don't know. So I mean, I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping that it's one of those where you're like, we get the cookie cutter trailer to get butts in the seat, and then when you sit, you're actually getting something unique because they can. I mean, it's a cool character. It's not. It is an Iron Man style character where you're like, this character is super flawed. You can go a lot of different ways with it. It doesn't have to be Captain America where he always like his biggest plot point where he has to challenge his character is he's like, I don't know, maybe I'll be less of a really big boy scout, But like the Superman character is like, he's perfect all the time. So he's got, in other words, he's flawed. There's a lot of room to grow there. With Fantastic Four, segueing over to that, the tone of the trailer makes it look like it could be awesome. I don't know how you guys felt about this because you didn't like it, right?
I mean, it looks fine.
That's how I felt too.
It doesn't redeem anything to me. We'll see though.
It was very you want to talk about like by the numbers teaser trailer, and like that's sort of what it was to me. And then this is something that you and I kind of talked about this morning, but like
Colin Moriarty live.
Yeah.
Every weekday, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames.
Hey,
Senseless plug.
is it Fantastic Four or is it like Fantastic Four Babies? Like I feel like it's the Muppet Babies version of Fantastic, and maybe I'm just getting old, but also like I know Johnny Storm is supposed to be young when this first happens, but like
Reed Richards is like
Miles Teller is like 19 or something. Miles
Yeah.
Teller looks like a baby,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm Reed Richards, and I'm running this giant government experiment in space." And it's like, and what time do you have to be home from the experiment, Mr. Richards?
Do you have a note from your mother to get out this thing?
Well, I think the thing there, though, most of the movies have been based, at least loosely, on the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
And in the Ultimate Universe, everyone's babies.
They're
Like,
just
even
like
Fantastic
baby?
Four. Yeah, they're all like
Okay.
8 years old. Not really 8, but they're teenagers.
But he's
They're
like
all
teen
teenagers.
genius Reed
Yeah,
Richards.
all of
Okay,
them.
great.
Like they're
Good.
he is definitely a teen genius.
Okay, perfect. So
Until he
I'm
goes
okay with
crazy
that.
and turns
I don't
evil.
know, but I mean, like, I look at that lineup of actors they pulled for it, and they're all great.
Which Mara
Yeah.
is that? Which,
Sorry, what?
what's the girl?
Kate Mara.
Yeah, okay. And what's
Rooney
the other
Mara's
Mara?
sister.
And she's the one from the movie with James Bond that had the good opening.
Girl with the dragon tattoo.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you got who's
Kate
John,
Mara
who's
was
John
in-
Krasinski married to?
John Krasinski.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
There's
not in
like
the movie.
there's I know,
See,
but
I
these
was
three
thinking-
people fuck me up all the time.
I was thinking Olivia Wilde because she's married to what's his
Jason
name?
Sudeikis.
Yes. And they are basically like bizarro versions of each other, the couples.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
and
see
that always screws me up.
Okay.
No, Kate
Which
Mara's
one of those
most
are in
notably-
Fantastic Four?
Kate Mara. The girl from
Sudeikis?
the girl from the first season of
House of Cards.
House of Cards.
She's a
That's all you gotta
fantastic
remember.
actress.
Yeah,
No, I know.
fantastic.
I can place her. If you gave me it's basically like I imagine like that third grade test you take where it's like the faces of like philosophers or whatever and the names over here and you got to draw the lines.
I just feel
I can
like-
be like, oh, I remember her in this thing, but I can't draw the line to the right name.
I just feel like Keanu Reeves at the end of Scanner Darkly, where they're just handing me objects that I should recognize, and I'm just like, what is this? Is it a bird? Car? I don't know.
That's
Like it all looks the same.
Some of those movies where I was like, no, I'm gonna read the book first, and I read the first 10 pages of the book, and I'm like, I'm not seeing this movie. It's a weird ass story.
I'll tell you the one piece of casting in in the Fantastic Four movie that I really enjoy, and it's because I don't normally like him, and it's Miles Teller. And the reason is I think Reed Richards is a dick, and I love that Miles Teller is a little dickish in everything he does.
Have you seen Whiplash?
I have not, but I hear wonderful things.
So here's why I up until Whiplash, I was like, actually up until The Spectacular Now, I was like, this guy is annoying to watch on screen because my only exposure to him was 21 and Over, that movie he did where it was like
When he came to IGN and hung out with
yeah
us.
but then you see the movie and you're like, all right, this movie is not great, and he's trying to make the best of it. You see Spectacular Now, you're like, God, this kid can actually act. Whiplash is amazing, like to the point where he disappears in the role, and you're like, which you would not think when you think Miles Teller because he's always so like, hey, kind of matter of factly. That was my Fonzie.
I know.
It's like, all right. But he disappears in it, and it's amazing. And so I'm like, wow, this kid's got chops. So, and then I see that when I see that role, that depth, that emotion when I watch the trailer for Fantastic Four. Then I'm like, dude, if he brings even half of that, at least he's going to be on point, and it'll be fun watching him act. Couple that with Michael B. Jordan, who is the guy that plays
Johnny
Storm, who is phenomenal.
Yeah, I love
phenomenal
him.
On The Wire is phenomenal.
Some
on
Chronicle.
He was in Chronicle, and he was also in an indie about Fruitvale, the kid that got shot in the
Yeah,
Fruitvale
yeah,
station.
yeah.
He's just amazing.
He was also
And
in
they were
that
both-
awkward moment.
Yes, that
Which
was what I was
actually-
about to bring up. They both were.
We love that movie.
Yes.
Was actually a good movie.
Yeah, I like that movie. It was a
I'm
good
not gonna
movie.
lie,
Zac Efron underrated.
Underrated.
Yes, he is.
Oh, completely.
That movie was good.
Yeah.
Greenlight the Invincible movie. Put him in there.
This is shit.
Right? He's getting old.
I
We're running
like
out
that.
of time. We gotta go.
From Mark?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck you.
I like that.
Who do you put as the dad?
My original casting was
Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
If he got yoked still, he could do that.
Dude, you know who would do a great job with it? Is John Hamm.
Yes.
John Hamm.
Yep.
For some
With a
reason,
mustache? Yeah.
my brain goes to the guy that played Christopher Pike in Star Trek. The guy that's like the admiral who's like, your dad was a
yeah.
starship captain for 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I dare you to do better. Like that dude with a mustache could maybe pull it off if he got yacked
Yeah.
out. Really, you just gotta get yacked out. How do you get
Yacked
that?
out with a mustache. There you fucking
How amazing
go.
would it be if they got Hugh Jackman?
I was gonna
as
say
dad?
when he finally gets retired from Wolverine.
Yeah, he's like too
That'll be
old.
good.
Grows a mustache and goes.
So Invincible's gonna be the best superhero movie
Oh, there
this
you
year.
go. There you go.
I shit you not though. Invincible could be the best superhero series. of
Yes.
movies.
Sure.
They could
Yes.
just keep making them for
Or
like
even,
7 movies.
dude,
It'd be
even as
amazing.
a TV show, I think Invincible as a TV show would be unbelievable. But
That's true.
something on like a premium cable or on like one of the VOD services,
Right.
where they don't have to screw with it that much, and they still get enough of a budget to make it work.
Yeah, but how much you need a budget to make that work? Like
Well-
every character is a superhero.
Yeah.
There's so much moon
Have you,
stuff.
Yeah,
have you
Alien,
watched
yeah, you're in
Powers at all?
space.
The Power series?
A little bit.
I haven't seen it yet.
Eh.
Meh. Meh. I mean, I feel like
A re-endorsement from Anthony Carboni.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
fine.
It's a little
fine.
more. It's.
Anthony, I'm not here. Leave a message.
I just wanted a little
Turn
more
the
from
light
it.
off. Take your pants off.
I saw the powers.
I saw the
and,
powers.
I like that Eddie Izzard.
Oh, Eddie is.
He's
It
great.
is, it's great, yeah. No, I don't know. It always, everyone's always like, hip on the let's make it a series train, and I'm like, I don't want Invincible to be a series. I want them to put a ton of money behind it.
Do you know why it would be a good series though, especially on a Netflix? Is it you could binge watch, and those first few episodes before the big tonal shift
Yeah.
would all still work because you get everybody just watching them and expecting one thing from it
That's
if they
true.
weren't aware of it, and then boom,
Yeah.
and everybody's watching it in a single day.
That's very true.
And I'm just picturing my Twitter feed that day, and I just love. I love
like
it.
it.
Holy
Ah,
shit! Episode 6 of Invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That'd
true.
be
And,
awesome.
and to be honest, like, it's not like his work doesn't have a pretty decent track record of becoming a show.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked
all
if
good
like
that.
every single thing he's ever touched is not optioned
It's
somewhere
100%
already.
options,
Yeah.
100%. I would not be surprised if everything he does for the rest of his life in perpetuity is not like.
Well, Outcast
Whatever
had
they come
one
out with.
issue out, and they announced the Cinemax show.
Really?
I was like, oh, all right.
He's the
on.
Golden Boy. I mean, his name alone sells tickets, not sells tickets.
I like how we're dancing around his name too, like he's Voldemort.
Kirkman. Yeah.
Don't
Sorry.
say it.
Like he does
He just burst through the wall. No.
And so going back to this, Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So it's
It
going to be
seems-
great.
it
I
seems
know
like
it's
the
gonna be-
no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like every
That's the one with Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Every
it.
trailer, it looks fucking awesome. My biggest worry with it is that it's just going to be just good. It's going to be fine. And I'm worried with it because this is the first time we knew so much of what's happening after that you can kind of just place it and be like, oh, I know
what's
exactly
happening.
what's
Yeah.
going to happen because we know what's going to happen later. It's like it's going to end with all of them. Spoilers, it's going to end with them breaking up.
Yeah.
Duh. You know?
Sure. And then they're gonna have to. Is that leading into the Civil War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's gonna
Yeah.
have to.
And it's just like
So what do you
something about
think?
that.
What do you think? Is it? So in my head, and I try to stay away from the spoilers the best I can. I watch the trailers, of course, whatever. We know that, and this is major spoilers, I guess, whatever, or hypothetical spoilers. That Ultron created by Stark, based on like I don't want to be Iron Man anymore. I want these people. Blah, blah, blah. So you figure at the end when they finally beat Ultron, then it's Captain America being like, you went over the line, and I can't believe you did all this behind her. And then that's like the separation where like Black Widow's gonna be like, no, you had the right idea. We shouldn't be doing the rest of it. Like, no, Hulk will be like, no.
Well, because you think about the
Yeah, I'm
things,
the Hulk.
you think about the way that they have to change things. Hey, I'm the Hulk. That's post credits.
That's
Post credit
hilarious.
spoilers.
He goes.
It's the whole
Hulk
jump-
tries to
jumping
like
in.
no. Hulk tries to like knock the jukebox. Just plows through it. He goes,
That's awesome. Hey.
comes out the other side of the earth. Yeah. Well, you have to you think about how they have to change things based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, based on the licenses that they have. I think and you go, well, is it going to be superhero registration? Probably not. It's probably just enough to have. Steve and Tony just hating each other at the end of this, and like fucking robots.
There it
everywhere.
is,
You can't just
Civil
put
War.
you can't just put fucking robots everywhere, dude. That's fucked up. Yeah, great.
But I feel like it has to be superhero registration. Like, that's the whole.
But it won't.
I
though.
won't.
Well,
it definitely won't.
But
be.
this is the thing. Like, we are also seeing Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch with a very different origin than we're used to, which is secret government superhero shit. And it's like, dude, that stuff has to be out in the open. So I think that may be as close as we get to Registration Act.
But why would they not try to bring Spider-Man back into the fray if they want to go that angle?
Well,
That's Spider-Man.
they're just gonna have Spider-Man.
But he's like the main.
But
He's
this is
not
what
the main. He's just the biggest
very big-
one.
he was the
But
big
that's the problem.
You're
is,
right,
like,
though. You're right, though, because he is definitely, for Civil War, he is the audience surrogate, and for Civil War in the cinematic universe, for people who haven't been reading comic books their whole lives, everybody knows who Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what he's about. And they know that he's just like basically good kid trying to do his best.
Right.
So by putting him in there, everybody goes, oh, okay, now I understand the conflict of Civil War. So I think I guess you do need registration.
The thing with the registration though is like we already know the identities of all the Avengers.
That's the other thing is
So-
there are no like secret
but-
identities yet.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But I mean, that's not hard to fix.
Yeah.
You just tell people there's a vast world out there. I mean,
But I mean, it's literally all Iron Man. You can't hide that.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody knows who
like-
Captain America is. Thor is fucking Thor.
Fucking Black
He's
Widow
Thor.
and Hawkeye are just people.
agents
Yeah.
You know?
who've been in front of the government on C-SPAN talking
Yeah,
about this
exactly.
shit. Hulk
So
is
it's
like
like,
the
I
one
just-
guy.
they're gonna
as a
do
step
something
back,
different.
Has it occurred to you guys that we're gonna see at some point like something to do with Spider-Man versus Captain America? Like it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, it's going to be
Like,
amazing.
think about that for a second. Like Spider-Man in that world should feel so organic, but it feels so foreign right now. Doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Well, I keep forgetting about it until I really hope the after credits scene.
Well,
is-
that's what I'm saying. The thing that I'm most excited about, and it sucks that I think the thing that's going to decide if Age of Ultron's good or not to me is what the end credit scene is, and if it involves Spider-Man and all
Could you
this
just fucking
shit.
imagine? Could you imagine if it goes dark and it opens up and you just see a web hit and you see and you follow him through the series and like right past Tony and that's all it is or something?
Dude,
like that?
all I want,
It'd be
I've
so
thought about this a
awesome.
lot.
It'd be
I just
so
want,
awesome.
I
Dude,
want a shot
my
at the
hair
Daily
literally
Bugle.
Oh, look,
like
you are got
see,
the goosebumps.
like it
Yes.
stands on end when you talk about
Yeah.
how they're going to intro this.
It's fucking awesome.
Because there was that fan made video online that I really love, which is like, what was Spider-Man doing when New York was getting attacked? And the whole deal is like, he's so small potatoes compared to everybody else in the cinematic universe right now that he literally just was never on their radar. He's just some kid like stopping muggers and stuff, and like every once in a while there's like a
that's-
lizard in the sewers.
That's what they did.
like a lizard in the sewers is something Iron Man takes care of in the first 2 minutes of his movie.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fascinating to see him, like you said, intermixed with this stuff,
Yeah.
just doing his best to keep
on,
up.
on what level, right?
Because
And
he's
that's a
like
great
the
point.
Rudy of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He is like 90% heart compared to these guys.
I know there's a lot of talk of like what Spider-Man will be or what they'll do and da da da. The one thing I hope they take is that I really hope when they introduce him and run into him that he is in a shitty ass homemade Spider-Man costume, and they're like, we can make you a better suit, and then you cut to and it'll be the first time ever in a Spider-Man film it's been explained how this high schooler has this awesome latex amazing suit.
They've explained it in every single different version.
Greg,
Oh right, where Tobey
May
Maguire draws it and then just has
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Here's how things are
he
fabricated, Greg, 'cause
drew
I know you're
it
not very
first,
handy.
Greg. He had a plan.
Yeah, he draws it, and then it's there.
Yeah, and
He goes to the
Andrew-
oven and bakes the boots that have all the ridges in them and stuff.
Andrew
Mostly
Garfield, he like ordered it online. The spandex latex suit. He used Bing to do it too.
He did.
Yeah, but it didn't look like whatever. We're out of this.
But and Greg, Tim, I'm bringing this up mostly to annoy you, but this is a valid point, right? Like you did say most things were built in the Ultimate Universe. Now I haven't read the comics, but in the best Spider-Man cartoon, Ultimate Spider-Man,
Fucking hate you so much.
he is a kid in high school, and
Yeah.
then they bring him back into the fold via Shield, and they're like, "We'll train you to be a better superhero, and then occasionally you'll get to work with the Avengers." Which I'm not saying
They're not
let's-
going to do that.
Let's take that.
I
off the
really
page.
hope they do not go that horrible, horrible route.
That's not a horrible route.
Oh, it's the worst route.
It's a cool route.
No, they should go
They
the
can-
spectacular
ooh,
Spider-Man
they can
route,
give him-
No,
which
and,
actually makes
and he
sense.
and Nova
They can
hate
actually-
each other, and they got to go to class together, and they have little adorable chibi versions of themselves.
And occasionally they do a
That's
Die
a
Hard
terrible
reference.
show. That's a
They do.
Terrible
They
show,
occasionally
Nick.
do
It's a
Die Hard
terrible
reference.
show.
Yet you've seen them all.
It's a
'cause you love
good.
them.
It's a
No.
good idea for a show, but I mean,
It's a Disney show.
it's a Disney show. It's not. It's not for me. It's for a 12-year-old kid. And if I was a 12-year-old kid, I would fucking love it.
Well,
just-
Spectacular
it's a-
Spider-Man was a CW show, and it was fucking awesome.
That was really
So-
good. I like Spectacular
Right?
Spider-Man.
Here's the problem that you
Thank
guys both have right now is that neither of those things that you just said, okay, except for the one that I said, which is one of the things that you just said. In Ultimate Spider-Man, he gets that cool spider motorcycle. Boom, beat that. I just dropped my mic.
Let's not forget the '90s Spider-Man cartoons.
The 90s Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That was actually Stephen Hawking.
Radioactive.
That's like that is a piece of that's a piece of Marvel trivia. If you guys haven't seen that, Stephen Hawking loves Spider-Man, when he heard that Aerosmith was doing the Spider-Man theme song, he was like, "Can I get in on this?"
Like,
they-
how do we
and
say
they let
no?
him do it.
How do we say
Did
no?
he type them an email?
I mean, he
To ask
typed
if he could
him
do
an
it?
email. It's faster.
Okay.
The other thing about Age of Ultron,
So bad.
Is Vision. They're adding
not-
Vision, and people
Vision's-
are pretending that they're excited, but no one really
no
gives a
one
fuck.
cares
That's
about
because
Vision.
no one knows who Vision is.
Vision is player 4 on that arcade machine, and you're pissed every time you have to use him.
Very true.
True.
Very true.
He's like,
damn.
oh
Got
god,
here late, Vision.
not even Hawkeye. Fine.
Here's my prediction on how the rest of the year is going to go with superhero movies, like big blockbuster movies. We're all going to go see Age of Ultron. It's going to be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
Then we're all going to reluctantly, or neither reluctantly, it doesn't matter. We're going to see Fantastic Four. We're going to see
Ant-Man's
Ant-Man, and then Fantastic Four, and it's going to be great. And then Star Wars is going to come out, and no one's going to give a shit about anything but Star Wars until the rest of my fucking life, and then I'm going to die and happy.
Till
man.
Dawn of Justice.
No.
March.
Nah. Star Wars. My prediction is Star Wars is going to come out, and it's going to light the world on fire when it comes out. Just light it on fire.
I mean, yeah, but I still think the superheroes are going to keep doing
burn
their
it.
thing.
No, they will. They will. They definitely will. But Star
Hot
Wars.
takes. I think people are gonna like Star Wars.
No, but
You heard it here first.
I think culturally,
Kids are underselling this Star Wars by this unknown director.
Don't sleep on Star Wars, kids.
I just think it's going to take all the wind out of everyone's
No,
sails.
but you know
I
what?
really do.
Here's the other wrinkle that a lot of people aren't mentioning. That's gonna this is gonna fuck people up who don't read a lot of comic books. People are gonna have to reconcile two different actors in two different universes with two different origins and two different sets of powers as Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. For people like my mom who see the Marvel movies like every time they come out but doesn't care about comics, or even like friends of mine who don't read comics but like the cinematic universe, that's gonna confuse the fuck out of them,
See, I
dude.
don't think it will.
I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue just because it's like, oh, it's the fast guy. Is that the same fast guy? Oh, it doesn't, like, it's not,
Honestly,
it's not really like that big of a deal.
My thing is the people that I think people that would be confused by it normally, it'll just gloss right over them. And the people that won't be confused are the guys that understand
Yeah.
the two different worlds.
The people that are going to be confused are the people that don't understand that the X-Men universe isn't part of the Marvel
right.
universe.
Or
and
what
they
an
never
X-Man is,
will.
or what a mutant is. They're just like, oh, that guy Hugh Jackman looks great. He's got great abs.
He's
And
the
I say that
Wolverine.
Did you
every
know he
day.
can sing too? Is he gonna sing in this one?
That was my favorite when someone passed me a clip like, did you know he could sing? Check this out. And I'm like, yeah, dude. I watched the Oscars.
We're all pretty
I
aware
watched
of who
the
Hugh
Tonys.
Jackman is at this
Yeah.
point.
God bless that man. He's so talented.
He's so
Australian.
good.
Did you know he's Australian?
What?
Married to Nicole Kidman.
Did you you didn't watch? Did you watch Talking Dead ever?
Yeah,
Was that
once
show?
in a while, yeah.
They had
Thank you.
Morgan on,
Yeah, oh, I love Morgan.
and it's hilarious because the second he opened his mouth, Hardick was like, "You're British." It's pretty funny.
He's from Jericho, you know, Morgan.
He was also from
Jericho. The
Human
the
Target,
show.
which was awesome.
Human Target.
Loved that show.
Yeah, man.
Went down.
You guys are like, not only are you like your brothers in beards, your brothers in terrible shows and movies.
Human Target was a good
If
show.
you were gonna draw a Venn diagram of cool dudes with beards and people who liked Human Target, the problem for Human Target was there aren't enough cool dudes with beards
So,
to keep that show on the air.
Yeah,
it, would be,
did
it
it.
would be us two and my Asian friend Matt Wong. He doesn't have a beard. I say he's Asian.
And he doesn't
because
count because he
clearly
doesn't
I
have a
just wanted to preface
beard.
He doesn't have a beard.
All right.
was
Awkward
it
enough
good?
place to end it. So I think it'll be Ant-Man or Age of Ultron. I think Age of Ultron has everything to lose because the expectations are so high for it.
I just feel like it can't be bad.
I don't
Like
think
that
it's gonna
movie
be
literally
bad.
cannot be bad.
I don't think
It
it's
just
gonna be
won't
bad.
be
I just-
amazing.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it is. I think it's all sort of running out of steam. I think it reached its peak. You know, and that doesn't mean it's going to slow down to a crawl and everybody's going to be like, fuck Marvel movies or whatever. But I think like that level of frenzy from when the Avengers came out just can't be replicated anymore. It
Yeah, I
just
don't.
can't.
Even, that's the whole thing with all the promotional stuff. I just don't. I can't wait, but I'm not like every time I see a trailer or anything.
Yeah.
You know
How's
what
that again?
Like the first time you saw,
I'm just
like,
picturing them trying to quote that for like a movie poster.
it's just the GamePro like
Miller.
fun factor. It's just a
you,
picture
look
of
like
my
you
face.
look like the rapper to an atomic warhead. You're just like, whoa, spicy.
Amazing.
I think back to the original trailer when they showed Cap and Thor fighting in the forest, in Iron Man, I guess, and then they came down and did the hammer blow on the shield and everything. When you're like, what? And I was like, I don't even like Marvel, and that was my reaction.
Amazing.
I'm like, well, what's gonna happen when I see that fucking Superman Batman trailer? I tell you what,
You and I will probably cry salty tears when we see that. That's the difference between Marvel and DC.
But you're gonna cry in a good way.
Well, it's
No, you're
50-50.
Have you not
50-50.
I've reconciled. I've come and reconciled.
What did you reconcile?
To the
That I know what the DC universe is now, and I know what in the cinematic
to the
universe.
Snyderverse?
Yeah,
You're
the Snyderverse.
reconciled to the
Exactly.
Snyderverse?
Because it took me a long time. Because the story goes that I got burned by Superman Returns,
Yep.
and it took me a year and a half to realize I hated that movie. And so once I realized it, I was very gun shy about Man of Steel. Saw it in a preview, then I saw it in the release, and then I didn't see it again until a few months ago. Or a few weeks ago now, I caught the end of it on HBO.
You didn't immediately, the bile didn't just come up? You're okay with it now?
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Once I saw it, now my expectations were grounded. And they weren't as sky high as that trailer made it seem
Sure.
to be, and all these. I didn't know what I was getting. Once I saw it, I'm like,
Once you were ready for disappointment and thought, well, this is really a Dragon Ball movie, and I'm cool with that.
yeah, pretty
Then
much.
it's fine.
Yeah, once I knew what the universe was, and I was like, okay. So now that I have that level, I'm excited to see Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman all introduced to it and see what happens.
I'm excited to see all of them punch down buildings full of innocent people.
Oh, whatever. Fucking alien worms did the same thing. In
Yeah, but-
Marvel, nobody cares.
Yeah, but the alien worms didn't have caring parents that gave them human values.
Well, no, it's Superman getting thrown around by Zod. This is just like Invincible.
Yeah, you're going down a rabbit hole on this.
Don't do it, dude.
What do we think that Avengers: Age of Ultron has any sort of chance of being better than Avengers?
No.
Here's the
I
thing.
hope I'm
Here's
wrong.
the wild card scene. The
wrong.
wild card scene that makes me think it might be cooler than the Avengers
Hulk
is everyone sitting around getting a little buzzed at Tony Stark's place trying to lift Mjolnir.
Oh, that does look
look
funny.
cool.
That's
That
a
looks actually
great
pretty funny.
scene. And now that we're introduced to these characters and we're in it and we know who they are together, we get more fun stuff like that. And there's that one little bit in that part, and here comes the hair on my
There it is
arm
again.
Damn, man.
There's that one little part where Steve goes to lift the hammer,
And it moves.
and Thor's just like, he's gonna lift that hammer, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's pretty awesome.
I'm not so he's better than me, right? And you're just like, that's such a good moment.
That's the thing we did, man. Like I'm really excited
Yeah.
to see what he does because he fucking writes good shit.
I'm excited to see what he does, and then leaves
Yeah.
after this
Like
one.
I'm
Oh, is
out.
that true? Is that the
Russo
last
brothers. Russo brothers from now on.
One? Interesting.
Are they really?
Yep,
Interesting.
he's taken off.
Like Vince
The
Russo
Russo
from
brothers.
WWF?
Yes,
Yeah, it's gonna be
that's
Vince
him.
Russo from WWF and Mrs.
They
Russo,
really
my
like the
second
Russo
grade
brothers.
teacher.
All right. Anthony Carboni,
Yes, sir.
you're our guest. What's your topic?
Oh, okay. So
Wait, before that happens, I have to.
Yeah.
Can we take a break for 5 seconds?
Jeez Louise.
I just gotta go to the bathroom.
You always
You guys can keep talking if
Your
you want, but I feel
prostate.
like it's rude to do that in the middle of our guests.
It is rude.
That's
Talk
okay.
amongst yourselves for 5 seconds.
We
I'm
just
like
le-
I'm
we
like
just leave-
checking Facebook
we'll
or
just leave
whatever
a
right
blank
now.
spot in it.
It's super.
I got a blank spot.
No, you don't cut. At best, Kevin, you fast forward.
You don't.
And ladies and
try.
gentlemen, you understand that this is Nick Scarpino ruining another show.
That's what he does.
Colin's
Are we
not here
sure,
to guilt him.
like I'm asking again. Are we sure we want this to be my topic?
Positive.
All right.
Positive.
Look at Tim. He's sure of it.
So sure.
He can put boobs in this thumbnail, so
so
he's totally happy.
Yeah. No, this will be a good thumbnail.
He's like weddings, brides, women.
You guys.
He's
know-
like the Bobby Fischer of cheap thumbnails.
Yeah.
It's in
The
12
boobs.
moves, but it's there.
What I do a lot of the time is I'll just think of I'll boil it down into one word, so weddings,
Boobs.
and I'll literally type in hot weddings or sexy weddings, see what comes up, and go from there.
Hot, sexy weddings.
Now
in your
I feel like
area,
maybe we
waiting to hear
should
from
cut
you.
this out.
No. Why?
I'm joking.
They
around, I
need
don't
to
care.
know.
You got no job. We can't fire you.
Like
from
if we
this
were to talk about cameras,
Yeah.
I would type in sexy cameras.
one. Yeah.
There'd probably be a picture of someone holding a camera, and I would use that one.
Sexy.
What if you did that and it was me holding a camera shirtless?
I wouldn't use that one. Maybe I'd use that one.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. I'm not going
it's
just for
technically the most
whoever's
relevant
hottest.
thumbnail.
Yeah.
Well, what I do, and this is like rocket science, really, is you type in sexy and then the keyword, then image search pops up. There's a bunch of images. Whichever one catches my eye, that's the one I use, because that's one that's going to catch everyone else's eye.
Sure. Now,
There's no need to overthink it.
here's the thing to think about with all of this, and I don't know if you caught this. It was somebody directing it towards me. They might have included Kind of Funny. I forget nowadays. But it was a cosplayer who had tweeted, "Oh, great! Another successful YouTube thing is stealing my image." And enough people knew her and us that they linked us together. We're like, "Oh, that's the GameOverGreggy show." No. And I reached out to her. I was like, "Hey, sorry about that. Like, we don't mean to do anything. Like, we'll credit you if you want, or I'll take it down and replace it." She's like, "Oh my god, it'd be great if you could credit me." And I credited her, and she was super happy about everybody. Super
Yeah.
fine ending. Like, Have we?
So as long as the sexy camera gives permission.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? There is no permissions on Google image
God,
search and
no.
all this stuff.
No. Who was this?
I forget her name. I'd have to go back. It's the
Sorry.
one where I think it's the controller one, where it's a girl with 2 controllers.
Oh.
She's not cosplaying as anybody. She's just modeling.
Gotcha.
It.
Yeah. I remember
She
that.
was super nice, and she's credited on the video. Anthony Carboni,
Yeah.
what's your topic?
So I am in San Francisco this week in the final throes of wedding planning. And I'm reaching this nightmare planning. Nightmare planning is what I call it.
Oh no, you love your fiance.
I love my fiance. I'm going to love our wedding, but it's turned from wedding planning into nightmare planning. If
Is
that
it too
makes
big?
sense.
Are you going for a big wedding?
No, that's what's crazy. They actively, if you try not to have a big wedding, they make it harder for
Yeah,
you.
they do. They really do. And by they mean your family, right?
I mean the wedding industrial complex. I mean the Illuminati.
The not.com.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
I mean the Illuminati. What's up, everybody? We know what's going on. It's the cake lobby.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
DJ lobby.
The what's the stuff they put on the cake? What's the
Icing.
Icing?
No, they put some taffeta.
Fondant.
Fondant. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Fondant. The
Fondant.
fondant mob.
Do they say it like that?
Yeah.
That's what
No,
they
it's
say.
not just fondant.
I thought it was fondant.
It's fondant.
Well,
Well, that's how they say it in cake.
Christine
in cake
watches.
boss.
Well, that's because they have an accent.
Yeah,
That's
but
like
that's-
calling Mario. That's not this.
Yeah.
Name.
I thought it was fondant because it's a French thing, because pastry.
There's an accent at the end.
Yeah. Kevin,
I don't know.
I like how Kevin talks for 75% of the
And
show,
then
and then
besides
sometimes he just does
this.
He does accent marks in the air.
Like
Just
check
He's
mark-
just
is it
calling
check
his
marks? Is
shots.
it a-
there's an accent of goo out there.
Did Nike make it? Is it a
All right,
swoosh
so
or-
how many people are coming to this wedding? Ballparking.
120 people.
Okay.
Which is bigger than we thought. That's the other thing. It's like bigger than you think. Because you start listing.
20 is a big wedding.
120 is too. It's like I didn't think I knew 120
You
people.
do.
Well, you knew 60, and she knew 60.
I didn't even think I knew 60 people. I like to sit in my room alone and eat Thai food and watch Netflix and play
About
video
that life.
games. And like, how do you meet 60
life.
people doing that?
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
guild.
I don't even like to do that because I don't even like digitally knowing people. I don't like the fear. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, we got to go on this raid. We're depending on you. I don't like those words.
Yeah.
We're depending on you.
I'm a lone wolf.
Oh, yeah.
It's too much responsibility.
That's too much. I can't go through this fake cave with you guys tonight.
Yeah, sorry. 'Cause
I
there
can't
might
do
be a dragon at the end of it. I don't know if I have time for that.
I don't
Okay.
know. What if I get bored and I want to leave and then I'm stuck fighting this dragon with you people? That
very-
sounds terrible.
that's how it works.
So how do you go through life like that and wind up being connected to enough people to fill a room? That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's surprising though because I when I got married I had about 40 people at my wedding. It was very, very small. It was
Oh,
just a
that's
cocktail
great.
party.
Oh, I
you
wish
would
I
think
could've
it was
done
great until you have to scale back. That's even worse because inevitably you have to cut the invite list down to whatever you've chosen the number to be.
Yeah.
However, when the number's well under 100, that means you can't invite relatives sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to see the people that I see on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. I'm not going to invite someone who is an estranged uncle that I haven't seen for 6 years just because we're Italian and family's supposed to be important.
That is the worst part of the wedding is it really forces you to rank everyone you know.
Which is fucking awesome. I love
No,
it.
it's not.
So here's
it's
my
awesome
thing.
in theory, but then you have to do it and you feel like the worst person.
Yeah, I love it because I'm not married. I have not been married. I'm not planning on getting married anytime soon. But it's just like I know people and like they're almost married. Like they're not even proposed yet, but it's like they're gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's just like we've had those discussions. I'm like, so how big's your wedding? 100 people. I'm like, who are you gonna cut? How are you gonna do this?
gotta
And I
cut
just
someone.
love just fucking prodding them. And like I've been in like hour-long discussions of like the theories that go behind who gets cut. And, oh man, I love it. I'm a fucked up person, but it's the
it's
funniest
messed up.
thing.
No, I mean, literally, my wife and I, it was hard. You get in arguments over it because
Yeah.
she's like, we're capping it at this many people. This is how many people the bar can take. If we have more, we have to pay more. And it's like by a vast margin. And I'm like, all right. So I think we originally capped it at 40. And then we ended up we had to go like 9 over. And that was a struggle. And it was like her mom calling going like, you have to invite this person. Like this person, you have to invite this person. And you're like, shit, I do have to invite that person. Who else do I cut? Then you're praying that some of the invites will go out and people will RSVP no. So that you don't have to make that
You got
decision.
those
So that you can then
spaces,
go
yeah.
and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I totally forgot to put you on this list. Person that was on my second tier, but now I'm calling you and
Yeah.
we're good to go.
Bringing them up from the minors.
Yeah. And they always know when you're doing it too.
Oh yeah.
That's what's funny.
But here and there,
It's like, oh man, like, sorry you got your invitation late. Like, we're really hoping you can
it's
come.
a week away.
Yeah, hoping you
Anthony.
can make it.
Yeah, can you come up?
I feel like such a
live in-
ass. We just got a whole bunch back.
It's
in
weird.
The
The
mail.
postal service, like, who even knows what that's about? Like,
It was an email. I don't know
It's an
why.
Evite.
It was an Evite.
Yeah, but you have to send it through the
You
post
didn't get the
office
Facebook
because
invite?
city law.
You didn't see the Facebook
No,
event?
people do that shit though.
No,
People,
I
like,
know.
People do the same dates now on Facebook, and you're like, you can't do that. You got to actually send me something physically, or make sure it gets to me, or call me. Because oftentimes I just don't check Facebook ever. Like I logged into Facebook yesterday while I was on the can, and I had like 89 notifications. I'm like, I'm not even going there. But back to Twitter where I belong.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's a good place to do your.
Yeah, what
my
you do
wedding
is do all your wedding planning on Twitter publicly is what I do,
Oh, do that.
and then
Hey, guys, come here.
It's
Come here
bound to
then.
wound up fine.
Does your wife listen to everything you do?
No,
Neither does mine.
No.
And it's better for our relationship.
oh for sure.
Because I tend to exaggerate my relationship with my wife, where in reality
I don't even have a fiance.
I'm just up in San Francisco chilling out.
But yeah, it would be kind of detrimental to our relationship, I think, if she actually started listening, because she'll be like, you don't do that, because Tim, you know me well enough. I'll be like, holy crap, this thing happened yesterday. It was crazy, and you're like, was it crazy? And I'm like, no, it wasn't.
No, it was not
Yeah.
crazy.
It was me just at Starbucks getting a Starbucks coffee.
So guys, as people that have been married or are going to be married,
Yep.
how does the process work? So you decided 120 people.
Yep.
How do you split that up? Is it a 60-60?
So we did
or?
it 60-60, but what happened is, like, I have huge, giant, crazy Eastern European immigrant family, and she has very, very small family. So it all kind of winds up evening out. We have a lot of the same friends because we met here.
That's the thing. That's my question.
And
It's
that
mutual
helps
friends.
out a lot.
Because in the conversations I've had, it gets dirty real fast where it's like the girl will be like, all right, so it's 100 people. I'm going to get 60. You're going to get 40. And he's like, all right, I can deal with that. And it's just like, oh, so what about Tim? Oh, he's your friend. And it's like, but you knew him first.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, but no, you guys are friends. So he's one of your 40.
Oh, it's nice.
No.
No,
It's
we were
dirty
pretty
pool.
good. We were pretty good about that stuff and being in communication and making sure, like, who we knew we wanted and, like, not sort of.
Did you ever
petty
like
about
bust
it.
out the yarn in the pictures on the
It
wall?
looked a lot like True Detective for a while in my
Really?
apartment. No.
I was gonna
at
say.
one point, were you just staring into a little mirror?
Yeah, just looking at a little mirror just at my eye and just contemplating the abyss and my place in it and why I had to pick napkin rings. Like,
You're making me relive your
no,
day right
but
now.
I'll
It's
tell you
freaking
what,
out.
the thing that is the toughest thing about the invitations are the invitations that you have to send out that are sort of polite invitations where it's like, I don't care if you come to this thing. And then they receive it and they're like, I don't particularly want to come to this thing.
Yeah.
But then, like, and you think it's all very clear, but then you realize one person, like, you'll send it to somebody and that person will think, oh, I didn't even know we were that close. It's so nice that they thought of me. Or, oh, this is great. You're getting married in San Francisco. I've been looking for an excuse to take a trip to San Francisco. Or something like that, where it's like you invite somebody because you really have to because of etiquette, and you expect them to say no, and then they don't.
No, because no one says no.
No one says no.
That's the problem.
And here's what I want. I want some sort of a little emblem, like a little secret sign that we can put on invitations that lets people know, like, you are not obligated.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean? Just like a little emblem
It
that's
should
like,
just be.
There is no blood feud here.
yeah.
Do what you have to.
Exactly.
Yes, no, or no worries.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. If you check
like,
mark no worries,
it's cool,
like,
bro.
I'm never going to talk to you about this again, ever.
Cool.
So don't worry about it.
I feel like
It's not
our
about
generation's good at that though. Like the parents and the family, and that's where it gets fucked up. But if you like, let's say back in the day when you
you
got
go to
married,
mine?
no, you didn't invite me, and I don't care. I totally
You weren't really
understand
that
that I'm
close.
not in the top 40.
I
That
would
makes
now,
100%.
If I got like on my second wife, you'll totally come.
Yeah.
I'm sure It'll be
That's the
us
thing.
four as the
There's
groomsmen.
always the second marriage. Like, whoever you didn't
There's
invite the
always-
first time, like, can come to the second one.
Second one's the
Damn,
party.
man.
It's going to be a more chill party the second
It's gonna be
time
at someone's
anyway.
house.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It's going to be on a boat.
I got.
Yeah.
Be a middle-aged guy on a boat.
I have a friend of mine who's getting married, a close friend of mine that's getting married, but I'm not in his wedding party. And so I got invited to the wedding, but I didn't get invited to the bachelor party. And everyone was like, no one really talked to me about it. And I finally got around to talking to one of my friends who is going. And he's like, yeah, like, didn't make a big deal out of it. I was like, I want you to know, and I want you to tell him this. I appreciate that I didn't get invited to this. I probably wouldn't have gone anyway. I don't have the time for it, and I think he knew that. But we don't have to beat around the bush on these things. Like, stop
grown
being
ass men.
Stop being offended out there, everyone. If you don't get invited to something that you don't give a fuck about going to, like,
Yeah.
stop being offended about.
But that's
that.
the thing.
This common courtesy shit has gone too far.
It becomes like, it's not that you want to go. It's It's that you wanted to be recognized. You wanted to be invited. And
Yeah,
like
but then
everybody kind of
Maybe
has
you want
that
your
natural
friend,
feeling.
your friend
you know?
Rim to invite you to Raston.
And it's hard for
Furious
people.
7 or whatever the hell number it is. I don't know. You don't want to. You don't care if you go or not. I understand tickets are limited. You just want to have somebody say hi to you.
I'm sure.
Well, this is a
You don't
this
even
different
deserve
universe.
to go.
I
You don't even
haven't seen
deserve to
6,
go.
so yeah, I got problems.
I also like that, just real quick, that the title screen actually spells out Furious 7 SEVEN. It's like, why are you fucking just doing this?
Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
I didn't notice that. That's
Yeah,
weird.
They're not
did.
charging by the letter. What do you care?
Well, no, because it's like the title screen of the movie is what you fucking go by. Like, so Fast and Furious 6, the title screen's actually just Furious 6, which makes way more sense because it comes after Fast 5. And now just Furious 7, it's spelled out. It's like, what the fuck? This is like a Final Fantasy.
But the last one
sequel
wasn't
game.
Fast 6. It was Furious 6.
It was Fast. No, it was Furious 6.
Was it? I thought it was Fast 6.
I thought it was.
No, it's Fast 5, and then it was called Fast and Furious 6 on the posters, but the title screen of the movie says Furious 6.
Wait. Yeah, wasn't it just called Fast? Yeah, Fast and Furious.
No.
No.
that was
Fast
4.
and Furious was 4.
Okay.
Then Fast 5. And then
Which one has Sudeikis?
Where's Batista?
he's in the Guardians. What are we talking about?
My
Weddings?
favorite one is Tokyo Drift anyway
Thank
because it
you.
doesn't make
Good.
any sense.
Good. Oh, it makes too much
It's
sense.
guide. It's like
Have you
it's
seen
like
7
Fast
yet?
and Furious Guide N.
Have you seen
which
7
is
yet?
great. No.
Oh, it makes
Oh, it all
sense.
comes back.
It all comes back.
Oh my god!
Did you not know this?
But it comes back.
Do you know that like the whole thing's a timeline experiment? Explain it, Sam, real quick.
No,
No,
don't.
just watch.
Not the,
Just
not
watch.
the new part. Not the new part. This part with just 2 on.
The whole thing, Han
Yeah.
from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, Han's
the entire
best.
the entire series is about Han. It really is.
It's not about Han.
It,
But it
Well,
does
it's about family.
It builds up to that
It's
moment.
about
where
it
Han
really
dies.
is about family, Nick.
Yeah. Oh no, it's always about family.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not about cars, Greg. That's why you weren't invited.
It's true. Thanks.
I wish I had Coke there, but I didn't.
You
What
did.
happened is 2 cars like the car split in half and one landed on one part of the island, and one landed on the other part of the island, and it's been 2 timelines the whole time,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Then Michelle Rodriguez got caught drunk driving, was thrown off the island, but came back in some flashbacks when needed.
Yeah. And now it's
So
Ross
weddings
there.
are cool.
Weddings are cool.
You're gonna like it. It's
It's
a lot
gonna
of
be
work. You're gonna get really stressed out the week beforehand.
I just think
And
it's
then
really
it's gonna be
funny
fun.
that this is like the day that you basically just this is the big party where we celebrate our love and it's gonna be the best. But it's also sort of just like here comes the obstacle course, and if you can run it, you'll get married.
Yeah.
And if you can't, you probably weren't meant to get married. Because it's really just the biggest stress test most relationships have.
Oh, it is.
Have there been fights with you guys about it?
Oh God, constantly.
Yeah.
Like we.
What's the dumbest one?
They're all dumb. They're all dumb. And here's the thing: is like because they're all over dumb things. Like just we really have to get our opinions back on the chair runners. The chair runners? Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, whatever. Or we have to pick out pocket squares or something, and it's all dumb. It's all stuff that you don't care about, but you're being thrown into a position where you're being forced to care about it. Neither one of us cares about chair runners, but we're being told we have to pick a chair runner. And so now we both have an opinion.
What the fuck's a chair runner?
A chair runner is a decorative sash or something on the back of a chair that makes the chair look better than a normal chair. Because it's not a normal day. It's not a normal chair.
You're right.
It's a magical day with fucking magical chairs.
Gotcha.
Put a fucking flower
Got
on the
it.
chair, but which flower? Choose wisely.
Not to be confused with a chair, just a chair cover, which
Yeah.
they also put on the chairs, and then the runner goes on top of those.
Or the hit young adult novel series, The Chair Runner, which is now a movie with Miles Teller.
Exactly.
right.
So because you're forced to fight about chair runners, it bleeds out into all the other parts of your life.
Yeah.
Because you're around each other all day, and you just start sniping at each other about every little thing, and you just don't want to be around each other anymore, but you have to. And so it's like it becomes really trying, and it's like everybody tells me that the last couple months before a wedding are just really, really hard, and we knew it going in, and we're totally fine with it. It just doesn't feel good to be in the middle of it, you know?
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm just really happy that if my life keeps going the way it's going, I'm never gonna have to marry Nick, because I feel
Why?
like
We would be
Nobody,
great.
no. How do you come up with that?
I didn't make any decisions on my wedding. It was
I don't
great.
believe that.
I made
I don't believe that at all.
I made one decision. It was which suit to buy, and it was a suit that I bought that I knew I could wear for a really long time. Because
I mean, also, you're gonna marry Nick.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you're right.
we are gonna get married at
I
some
just
point.
wanted
It's
to put
it's
that
legal
out there.
now. Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Now that would be a party. That would be a party.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You guys should get married on a boat. Second wedding.
Yeah.
It would be Fast and Furious themed. Vin Diesel would be your officiant.
Oh my god, I like that.
That's
Our
good
wedding
wedding.
would be the only wedding in the history of gay marriages that featured like girls twerking for no reason. They're
False.
like,
I
these
bet
guys
that's
were
not
gay."
true at all.
Really?
I bet most gay marriages have women twerking.
Women twerking.
Absolutely.
Women
they pay?
twerking are their chair sashes.
Strippers that
like
they pay
this.
to be there.
No, the women come. The women come because they want to the gay wedding.
Oh, I see.
That's
yeah,
the party.
That's a good
That's
point.
the thing.
I meant by that when we walked down the aisle, instead of like rose petals, it would be asses shaking and
Oh,
bouncing.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ass. You know what I mean? What's
Yeah.
that song?
That's really
Dance
lovely.
Ass by Big Sean.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah. Stop.
You can still steal it if you
Let
want
that
for your wedding.
motherfucker hammer time.
There's still time.
Yeah.
We couldn't pick chair runners. We're gonna pick twerk dancers, but in like the next 3 weeks.
Damn, see, that's what I'm talking about, Nick. If the moment we're all good, oh yeah, let's get the twerkers, let's do all this. Hey, let's decide who are the twerk dancers. That's when we turn on each other.
No way.
By the way, I think the
Jose.
fact that we keep saying twerk dancers makes us the whitest guys. You know the twerk dancers?
Hey, which twerk dance are we gonna get over here?
I was on the Facebook, and I saw something about twerk dancers.
Let's do this. Let's do this right now. Let's actually have this argument right now. I think we just put an ad on Craigslist. Come twerk at my wedding for $100 a piece, and we can only choose 10 people.
See, immediately I'm going to argue on the price.
Then fine. How much?
I don't
should
want
it be?
$100 twerk dancers.
You want $500?
You don't cheap out on your
I'm
twerkers.
not made of
True.
money.
He's
Tim.
got a great point.
Okay.
There's certain places in a wedding where you can cut costs. Twerkers is not one
twerk
of them.
dancers.
Actually, Carboni, you might actually be able to get it. May
The
actually be
twerking
better
tins.
if they're cheaper.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think $100
It's
is
too much?
just we're just throwing money in the wrong
Well, see,
places.
that's logic that works out. Then you're right. $50 probably is better overall because we'll get the girl that naturally grew up twerking. She didn't have to learn how to twerk. It's just inner soul. You know what I mean?
I get that.
I was like, I don't want the white
That
girl that
shit
like
is
had to
inner
learn how to
soul.
twerk
Yeah.
in dance class when she was 16. I
well,
want
I'm
the girl
okay
that
with those. Fuck this. I don't care
the
how
Russian
much
girls.
money. Yeah,
yes.
the Russians.
See, it would be amazing. The Russian twerk.
We're gonna
team.
the Badinga girls.
The
We're gonna
actual
get that
national
entire-
Russian twerk team? Because I feel like that's going to be expensive and you're going to have visa issues.
I thought I got really excited, but I thought you were just getting Russian dancers who would do the Tetris dance,
No.
which goes
Oh god damn it, Greg.
Okay.
ding 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 ding. Remember that?
And tell me he doesn't like Garfield, right? Tell me he doesn't want to play that Garfield game. Like you would not believe.
All right.
Oh man.
Congratulations, Anthony.
Hey, thanks. Yeah.
We're all, I can't wait to go. It's gonna be amazing. We're all invited,
Yeah, right?
If you check your invitation, there was an emblem on the bottom.
It's a little middle finger. That's all it was.
It says no Scarpinos, and we already have one. We have Dave Scarpino in there. It's
You have
like,
a Dave Scarpino?
yeah, we have one Dave Scarpino, so we can't have multiple Scarpinos.
You understand?
No,
you
that's
understand?
fine.
No Scarpinos.
It's too
Plural.
bad too, because there's only 3 of us in the whole United States. And I didn't even know Dave.
Yeah.
You know
He's
Dave?
great.
My topic.
Yes, Greg.
Now here's what's gonna happen. My topic is commercials. Now speaking of commercials,
Time for an integration.
Greg Way. We have a commercial. We have an integration here.
Okay.
Now,
all
what
gonna
I would
melt
like,
into one.
before we go into the integration, everybody at home, I'd like to point out some facts that I've been bamboozled on this integration. Colin Moriarty signed off on this integration. Then he left the country because he knew this integration would damage the reputation of anyone claiming to be the team fat president like I am. So I'd like this on the record that this has been read under duress. We have a new integration from the fine people at NatureBucks.
Yeah, time to pay the bills, everyone.
You go to kindoffunny.com.
That's going to send everybody running.
Go to kindoffunny.com or no, naturebox.com/kindoffunny. You get to try NatureBox for free. It's free food,
Yeah.
which I'm pro about. It's healthy food, which again, I'm pro about.
for
It's
sure.
just that Colin likes to throw every salad I eat back in my face and say that's why I'm not president of Team Fat.
Sure.
When in reality, Colin works out every day. So I think we all know who the real.
to be fair, they have some mildly unhealthy food as well. Like you can go on there and there are some snack food that's just fun for that kind of thing. But for the most part, yeah.
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about on Colin and Greg Live because you're drinking Soylent now,
Drinking the Soylent.
which is just
Not for every meal, but yeah.
all the time. You're getting it right now through a catheter. The thing is, it's just a meal you don't have to worry about anymore. So I appreciate this NatureBox bringing you food. Now here are the
Butt chug
talking
Soylent, like the teens.
here are the talking points for NatureBox. You know you're gonna snack, and when you do, you want it to be worth it. Something that is tasty and satisfying, but doesn't make you feel guilty afterwards. Damn you, Colin. What you need are snacks from NatureBox. Choose from over 100 healthy and crave-worthy options to be delivered right to your door. God damn you, Colin. All of their snacks are made with 0 artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, 0 grams of trans fats, and no high fructose corn syrup. That's a real thing, right?
High
Yeah.
fructose.
Fructose is what they call it in France.
Yeah.
It's got the accent of goo there.
Yeah.
Best of all, they all taste
Fondant.
amazing. And so much better for you than the other snack options out there. So next time you're hungry, grab sweet blueberry almonds, salted caramel pretzel pops, and Parmesan garlic pops. That's real. Pops.
Yep. Yeah, like magazine.
That actually sounds really good.
Yeah.
A Parmesan garlic pop.
True story.
Pops.
When we signed up for this,
Yeah.
we agreed to do it. One of the stipulations was go on and look and make sure you like the snacks.
Yeah.
I chose all of those for us. So coming our way is going to be the salted caramel.
No, came our way.
Yeah, we have it.
We got the
Oh,
box.
they're here. That's
Me and
right.
Kevin ate the whole box.
You did?
It's gone
Where are
already.
they right there?
It's right there.
Well, give them to me.
Bring
Bring me the
snack.
damn nature
on
box.
over
There
there,
it is.
get
I
it.
see it over there. Bring it over here.
So I've
For the
actually
record, I'm not knocking this. I just know that Colin is going to throw this in my
Nature
face
box.
later.
Open it with your
Why
teeth.
you gotta say it like a jerk like that?
Because-
hide the address. Hide the address.
Blowing
for
up
the
the
box.
spots,
You blend.
guys.
You. Oh, Kevin's got what?
Go.
Give me the knife. Throw it at me.
Blade first.
Right now, if you go
Don't
to
do that. Close it.
What the fuck was that,
Wait,
Kevin?
he said throw it at me.
Close it first.
Close
then
the
throw it
knife.
at me, you weirdo.
Oh, it's fine. Look,
Hide
he's
the
fine.
address.
He's got all his fingers.
Fine. Nobody ever got hurt by a flying knife.
This is the
true story, in college, I had a knife thrown at my face once, and it hit me like that with the tip, and fell down.
You're Superman.
And I didn't get hurt or anything. We just yelled at the guy
Are
who
you
did it.
unbreakable?
I am unbreakable.
Whoa.
Water is my weakness. Right now, if you go to naturebox.com/kindafunny, you can get a free trial of their favorite snacks. Oh, our favorite snacks. So they're gonna get the free trial of what you picked.
No doubt.
All right, that was a question, but cool. Free snacks are delivered to door, so what are you waiting for? Go to naturebox.com/kindafunny to start your free trial today. Let's see what we got. You got some garlic pops in there?
Some pop pops.
Oh gosh.
There you go. Look, we did.
Oh, wow.
So here are the whole wheat strawberry figgy bars that I ordered. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know we had this. I was totally snacking on crap.
Peanut butter
earlier.
nom
Totally
nom.
done this.
All right.
Peanut butter. Now
Now that's a sourdough cheddar pretzel.
That's yes.
That
I
I'm
ordered
not gonna knock.
That's pretty good.
Here's the salted pretzel, caramel pretzel pops.
So,
And this probiotic mix is for me because
That's
I have
definitely.
a little issue
that's a
with
Nick
my
special.
bacteria.
I'm definitely about to
Bacteria.
get right into these peanut
Oh,
butter
it's
now.
got the Portillo seal of approval
what did
already.
he eat?
Yeah.
What was it?
What do you got here? These are salted caramel pops? Mm-hmm. Okay. I really like these a lot.
I gotta say, nom noms are good.
Kevin doesn't get any.
This
a
is-
snack. He's got look at
Who's
he's
that?
dying. He's
This
moving
is
away.
the. What is? This is the salted caramel pretzel pops.
Try it. You want wheat figgy?
No, I'm good. I got mine.
Okay, what do you
Peanut
want?
butter nom nom.
You want a
I'm-
sourdough cheddar pretzel?
I'm big right now on the caramel pretzel pop.
I want to try one of those pretzels or the sourdough. Where's that at?
I like how. By the way, in no way, shape, or form did they say we had to eat this stuff.
I mean,
On
we,
The
camera.
promised
This was not the plan.
the promised integration ended quite some time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So please, everyone, check that out. We're just gonna continue to snack on a podcast.
No,
Which
we're
is
not.
poor
We're
form.
eating. I'm eating this as my last one. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah.
So far, everything's actually good, and I can't.
Yo, these cheesy pretzels. That's the way.
Are they good for you?
Um,
I mean, they're healthy. Eh?
I have no knowledge.
Well, I think some things are more healthy than others, but overall, I don't think these are like this. Doesn't taste like it's the worst thing on the
This
planet.
tastes really good.
Pretty damn good.
I'm not a doctor.
Pretty damn good. I'm excited about these. Kev,
All right.
I know we said you'd get some of this, but you're not gonna get any of it.
I realize that.
I take it back, everybody. I'm not yelling at Colin anymore. This is a good choice. Good job, Colin.
Well, I mean, you're
Hashtag
still-
Colin was right.
You're still yelling at Colin, but
As long
like,
as he doesn't throw it in my face.
but not about this.
I'm signing up. Well, I yelled at him for another.
Give
So
me
now,
the pretzels.
you've heard our commercial. The commercials I want to talk about. This stems from the Gamescast.
What are those?
The Gamescast
Peanut
that's
butter
now
Nom-Noms.
the newest Gamescast, right? The one that would go up alongside this podcast, correct? No, it's already up. On that Gamescast, we started talking about Chips Ahoy cookies in the beginning. Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
And you said they had that great commercial. And I went, what? The one that went dun 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 dun. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, that commercial sucked. And you're like, that was a great commercial. You remember it. That I've thought about that now for the past 3 days.
Me too.
Because is that the definition of a good commercial? That I remember it.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess
That's
you're
the
right.
one
Like
on
I
that.
guess you're. Thank you for closing the blade and throwing it like a normal person. That's
Psychopath.
that is an actual good point of like.
Fucking crazy, man.
It got me thinking about all the other good commercials I think. And when I think good commercials, what do I think of?
Anyone you can remember.
The first one that came to mind was Rompin' Stompin' Dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur hunt, Chef Boyardee. Dinosaurs. Ooh, ooh. Now that was just I never
saw
ate.
it.
Oh no, because you're fucking 2. Like when I was a kid and they ran that during Saturday morning cartoons, it was just these kids in the jungle looking, and then there was like pasta dinosaurs that got put into a can of, and I never ate
get
it.
it.
That's disgusting. But like I remember the commercial. Crossfire, of course. You remember the commercial.
Crossfire's good.
You get caught up in a
Crossfire.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's good jingle right there.
Mr. Bucket.
Oh, the balls pop out of his mouth.
Oh, is
Mr.
that
Bucket.
It's a hell of a time. So he didn't
No,
say
that-
hell. But it sounds like it's a hell of a time.
Hey, you
fucking
fucking kids. You shit bag, put these balls in my mouth.
I'm Mr. Bucket.
Tell your deadbeat
Mom,
fucking
I'm Mr.
alcoholic.
Bucket.
Tell your deadbeat alcoholic dad to buy a bucket.
Wee! We're all gonna run. I'm Mr. Bucket.
So you guys know the song.
wheat figgy bar.
All right, we're done eating on the mics and talking about the food, Nick.
Oh, I went in
It's
my
over.
glass.
It's over, Nick. I knew you couldn't be trusted with it.
No, I can't
You've
do
ruined
that.
it for everybody.
You
I
get
ate way
caught
too
up
much
in the nature box.
Slash kind of funny.
I was actually having a conversation about
No,
this.
keep them away
No,
from
just
us.
Keep it over there, Kevin. Come on.
Come on, get your
We got
head in the
a show to do.
game.
Kevin, we're doing a show. God. Having a conversation with my friend the other night
I'm
over
just really
drinks.
mad at Kevin right now.
Guys, can we talk about Kevin for a
Yeah,
second?
can we just have
Is
a
this
moment?
the
Guys,
intervention finally?
Can we just like really quietly? Can we just talk about Kevin like really quietly?
Anthony, I just don't know what we're gonna do about him.
I mean, to be fair, like I don't, I don't work here. I haven't been here quite. Like this is my first day here.
What is your impression of him?
My
It's
impression is
negative, right?
terrible.
It's negative.
It's absolutely awful.
Has anyone broken it to you yet that he has sex with dead bodies?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
No.
And actually, that may be
No.
the most redeeming thing about him, which is terrible.
It's actually kind of fascinating.
It's
though, right?
yeah, because it at least makes him interesting.
Like,
you know
what's-
what I mean? Like up until then, I was like, God, he's terrible at his job and he's completely uninteresting. Now he has a
Yeah.
quirk.
Do you know what word Felicia Day used to describe him?
I would love to hear it.
Disgusting.
Wow,
And that is a direct quote from
she's the internet sweetheart.
I got figgy bar in my throat.
Yeah, it's because he likes to demand that his girlfriend lick him.
This
Lick
is
his
also a
tongue.
true story.
Lick
This is a
his
true
tongue.
story.
Wait, lick
He
his
goes, lick
tongue?
my tongue.
It happened. Has it
I
happened?
don't demand it.
What is that when you say
One
lick my?
time we were at a restaurant.
Did you say please?
Well, I didn't say please.
So you would say it was kind of a demand.
I wouldn't say it was a demand.
I don't think it was-
It was more of a statement.
He's being a man. You're being a man. You're telling your woman. You're being upfront and telling your woman
Didn't
what
say
you want.
that.
I was gonna
telling her what
say
you
I
want.
like how he hit all this when Felicia Day was.
You're telling her what you want, and you're also making sure that she knows under threat, a penalty of threat of bodily harm, that she has to do what you want her to do. Right, Kevin?
No.
That's where you're going with this.
Also, he was supposed to be at work at the time, and he was at the restaurant instead.
Yeah. God damn it, Kevin.
Yeah. So anyway, I would have to say, Kevin's not great. You got to do something about Kevin.
I mean,
If Felicia Day says so,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Do you guys remember the Hungry Hungry?
Stop it, Kevin!
Oh,
We're having a
Hungry Hungry.
conversation.
For that?
I do remember Hungry
The
Hippos.
Hungry
I
Hippos
do
were good.
remember.
I was a big fan of that commercial.
Lego had good commercials. 90s action figures in general.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I just wanted that set that they used with like the weird fake mountains and the smoke. every
Yeah,
time.
kids always had the
Every
best
single
backyard. They had this
Yeah.
amazing backyard
Oh,
with
like-
awesome hills they could put in.
Hell
Yeah, it's like their
Hot
parents terraformed their yard for them to play with like Battle Cat.
or if it was like a GI Joe commercial, they would be like, "Whoa!" But they'd be in full tiger paint,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
and like camo. You're like, where did you?
With
what,
a mini
who the hell did that for
full
you?
tiger paint, mini glacier in their backyard.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like what
Like
is
Viet
going
Cong
on?
running around that they actually kill with a real weapon. You're just like, what the shit?
Do you know what had an amazing commercial?
Beetleborgs.
Yes. And the Virtual Boy, that first Virtual Boy
yeah,
commercial,
yeah.
where like it was like this boy who was like crawling around in like an alien cave, and then like he finds the Virtual Boy and straps it to himself and becomes like all powerful. It was really
Don't think
cool.
I've seen this.
I don't think I've seen that.
It was
one
a
either.
good
We'll have to
commercial.
look that
I
up.
remember that one.
Yeah, it gave us a different impression of the Virtual Boy than what was real.
Yes.
I like
When you
the
got
Crash
Virtual Boy, you're
Bandicoot.
like, this is not what I
This
was
is not
sold.
it.
I do
Hi.
not remember this being looking like this in the commercial.
There's so much red. But the Crash Bandicoot commercials were awesome.
Oh yeah.
They're all
Oh,
like,
where
talking
he's in the
hella
suit.
shit.
Yeah. That was awesome.
How fucking baller is that? Just like,
It's
fuck
hard to
you,
think.
Mario.
Was it-
It's
Yeah.
weird to think about that now, right? Like when PlayStation was the underdog upstart that came out and was like talking shit on Nintendo. We all thought it was so cool.
Sega was that way for a while too.
Yeah.
That whole
Well,
Nintendo's for babies.
Yeah,
shit.
Sega, Sega's
did-
definitely an example of the
Nintendo.
talk shit, get shot mentality. It's like, where you at now? You still talking shit? I
Yeah.
don't see Sonic fucking out there with megaphones. Or Crash for that matter.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yep.
Yep.
But the Sega commercial that it will always ring with me is the Genesis commercial that was, gotta get Genesis like nothing ever before. Genesis is so much more. And then they re-released the commercial with a dub and they'll go, Genesis is so much more with Toe Jam and Earl Genesis. Genesis, got to get Genesis. Yeah, that was awesome.
I think like every dramatic moment in my life should have somebody like dubbed in immediately. Like,
With Toe Jam.
yeah, it's just like, I'm really sorry. I hate to tell you guys this, but you're not going to be able to get pregnant.
With
You're
Toe
gonna have
Jam.
to. You're gonna have to go to a fertility clinic with Toe Jam and Earl. Like
Genesis.
My brain doesn't go. Obviously, you guys go to like early action figures and commercials. I love commercials for Cheetos. Have you seen any of these commercials?
Oh, the new
Oh my
ones?
god,
The new ones are
With Chester
they're
Cheetos.
so good. Well, even the old ones.
even the old ones. are good.
Chester's my boy.
I remember I was literally having drinks with a friend on Friday night, and for some reason he goes, "You know what commercial I like?" And out of nowhere, I was like, the Cheetos commercial where the guys are having a party in a house that's not built yet, and the other guy comes up and says, "I can see you," and he goes, "Yes, we know," and they close the door on him. And he's like, "Yes, that's the one I was gonna say." It was fucking that commercial. If you've seen it, you either were turned off. It's very polarizing. You're either turned off by it completely, or it's the funniest thing you've ever seen in your entire life, and you keep laughing and you Google it over and over and over again just to feel right in the morning.
I think
Just
all of
feel
those
right.
commercials, and I love that one. I think all those commercials kind of come from like those really weird, surreal Skittles commercials.
Oh, those are
yeah.
the weird ones. Those
Berries
go too
and cream.
far over.
Berries and cream, berries and cream.
That then like kind of turned into the Old Spice guy commercial.
Which
Yeah.
were how do we forget that? Those were amazing.
Yeah, and so it all becomes like this: how surreal and dumb can we get in 30 seconds? And just like the product's there, but it doesn't really matter.
What was the one? It was a recent commercial, and then there was the guy in the house, and like the light was on or whatever, and then there was like the
Yeti.
the Yeti.
Oh my
hilarious.
god! It was a Cheez-It commercial,
He's
wasn't
like,
it?
yeah, I think it was. He's like,
Explain it. I don't know.
It was
he's
like-
waiting there. His wife's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm waiting for the Yeti. I think he's like, I've narrowed it down. It's either the Yeti or Bigfoot that's stealing my
Cheez-Its.
my Cheez-Its." And she's like, "You're crazy. Go to bed." Turns the light off, and he's like, "I got him!" And she looks at that guy. He's like, "I told you, it was the Yeti."
It's genius.
I like the initial run of messing with Sasquatch because that was so
yeah.
stupid and weird. And now you're like, oh, that's fun. But now it's it's played out. I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get mad.
Someone's gonna mess with that Sasquatch.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it. All right.
The most recent commercial that like I think really like hit home with people was that McDonald's commercial where it's like pairing a bunch of different
really
classic
good
rivalries.
Yes.
but it's like
I want to see this one.
You haven't seen
it was like Mario and Bowser and fucking
Batman and Joker.
Batman and Joker, and then just Grumpy Cat and
oh yeah,
Happiness.
and they were all like these adorable little cartoon versions of themselves.
And it's like
yeah.
then they get happy because of McDonald's. But every single time that commercial comes on, everyone in the room stops what they're doing, just kind of looks at it, and it's that moment of like, what the fuck is this for? But it's like dead silence. It's just I like this. I don't know why I like this so much. And then da 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 da.
Gotcha.
with Toe Jam and Earl.
Genesis.
McDonald's has done a really
How
good
much
job.
did Sega pay?
McDonald's has done a great job though in the last like 2 or 3 years upping their game. Because that there was that, and
The
then there was
love
also
campaign?
the love campaign, which is ridiculous. Like we're just gonna, what was it? You pay with we're
Who
paying
would
with love.
campaign for love?
I don't
Bunch
know.
of people
only
don't wanna win.
Only people with vision
Yeah, I guess
would
you're right.
campaign with
You're
love.
definitely right.
Only people who want to see real change would campaign with love. That's why on May 16th in San Francisco, California, Byway Studios, tickets still available. You can watch the presidential debate to end all presidential debates.
Yeah, no holds
between
barred.
Nick Scarpino and Tim Gettys and
Toe Jam and
the
Earl.
losers. Great Miller. Do we still have tickets for that?
Yeah, there's 15 as of taping right now.
Cool.
And unless you guys did it last week, I realized that we never talked about it on that week's Game Over Greg, your Kind of Funny Games cast.
I talked about it a lot on Colin and Greg though.
Yeah, well, we do that too.
When I
but-
subbed in for you and we got 10,000 concurrent views.
yeah, that wasn't because of you though. Just letting you know.
What about the Yokero Taco Bell commercial?
Oh, Yo Guerrero Taco Bell. How can I forget?
Yeah, those were good. I liked them.
My favorite overall, like all-time commercial that involves, of course, a dog is the Sausages commercial. Where it's like Sausages. Do you remember that commercial?
No.
I like the bacon one. The bacon.
Yeah,
bacon.
that was-
Bacon.
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. But yeah, I don't know what else. 80s cartoon or 80s commercials were always the best because they promised something that they couldn't possibly come through with. Where it was like you're playing a video game, like, and then all of a sudden Thor would come out of your closet with just glistening thighs and like a big hog between his legs.
That's
you're like,
no,
what's
that's
happening?
not
What's
it.
going
That's
on?
not a commercial.
That's what's happening.
something else.
You're like,
That
and he's
is
like,
not-
don't
no.
tell your mom I'm in your room.
No, I don't
You're
think
like,
that was.
I don't know why.
That was
he's saying
probably
this to
not
me.
a commercial.
I don't know.
That's probably a yeah. That's a repressed memory. That's huh.
Naturebox.com/kind of funny.
But that's true though. 80s commercials for everything. It was like the last outpost of the sort of commercials that like Don Draper pitches on.
Oh,
Mad
yeah,
Men, where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, and so they get some Campbell's soup and they go out and they build a snowman because it's not about soup, it's about warmth. And it's about time with your family. And it always had like these like really cheerful like la la la. Like I just remember watching commercials in the 80s and being like, this will make me happy.
You know what the big one of those that it needs to be mentioned is Folgers.
Oh
Folgers,
yeah.
like they always did
Best part of waking up.
their Christmas
Folgers in your cup.
commercials, right? Of like the kid who comes back from like Abu Dhabi or whatever, and no one's awake yet, and he makes coffee, and the sis comes down and puts the bow on him and stuff. It's like,
It's
Yeah.
always hot, and you're like, dude, do you think they ever like?
no one's awake.
And then no one's awake, and then Thor comes out. Said, "Hey Nick, are you making coffee?" Thor, you know my name.
Could you imagine if they actually did real commercials?
Get the rest of that on Nick Scarpino's Amazon Kindle store.
Imagine if they did a commercial that was like your Real House, like, and try to do a truthful commercial of like how real family dynamics works. How fucking depressing would that be?
Did you make coffee?
No one
No,
answers.
you make coffee.
I was thinking more like this. Did you make coffee? And no one fucking answers because he hasn't come home yet from the store after 7 years.
Jeez.
God damn.
Right?
You're
How dark
Then
is
Thor
that?
comes in with the
then
hog
Thor
between
comes
his
in.
legs.
It's
glistening thighs.
I don't think he's coming back, Mrs. Nick.
It's his name.
Oh my god.
I like the commercials that like the proprietary commercials on like Nickelodeon. So for like Nickelodeon magazine, which would play at every 15-minute break
Yeah.
ever, and that Muzzy commercial where they're trying to fucking teach you different languages.
Muzzy.
Yeah,
Je suis
I got to learn French.
Yeah.
Thanks, Muzzy. And it's like you should have pointed at yourself when you said I, not Muzzy.
Right.
That always bothered me. But like that fucking girl. And then there was that blonde lady that was trying to convince me to learn different languages. And here's a scary monster that will help you. It's like fuck you. I don't want that.
There was
shit.
a lot of
remember
like
that.
weird educational / toy stuff to send off for. Like I remember the commercials for the World Wildlife Treasury, which was just like every month we'll send you a card with a picture of an animal on it.
Yeah, how'd they get
What?
us zoo books? Like everyone wanted zoo books. Why? That's like the side of the internet I don't want to go on anymore.
Yeah.
Where it's like that's the boring shit.
The
I don't give a
informative
fuck
shit.
about no
Here's
zebras.
2 pages of facts about tigers.
Yeah.
We can only send you one of these a month. What? Just send me the whole collection of animal facts.
Yeah, let me binge
What is
the
this
animal
about?
facts. You gotta binge read these bad
Binge
boys.
read the animal facts.
Like, oh.
Bill Cosby trying to sell you a pen. Remember, like the pen that
Oh,
made
right,
music
right,
for
right.
picture pages. He's like, you
he
can
was
get
all
your
over.
own.
Remember
Yeah.
the Jello pudding? That
Jell-O
was obviously
pudding?
a big one for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a creep.
Remember? Do you ever see like?
I literally was like, should I make a Cosby?
What a
joke right
creep,
now?
though.
No,
Oh,
gotta
that's
go.
that's so sad.
How much of your childhood was Cosby a part of?
So
A lot.
here's
A
the thing.
lot.
A lot.
There's a cutoff date, right? Like Tim,
Yeah,
you don't give a
not much.
fuck, right?
Not much at all.
Did you watch A Different World?
No.
Okay.
But even in A Different World, he was like the Kumail Nanjiani of A Different World.
He really was.
He just
The
called in
glue.
every 6 episodes.
Calling
He's
it
like,
from his brownstone.
He's like, I'm trying to eat a sandwich and your mother won't let me.
And she's
Bye.
like, bye. Here's my hoagie and some stuff.
Yeah.
Tutti frutti, fresh and fruity. No, that's the Muppet Chef. That's the chef from the
No,
Muppets.
it's pretty close though.
Yeah.
No, that's
sounded
Little
right.
Richard.
Was it okay?
You're
Was
doing
it?
like
I
you're
could
doing
call it,
Richard.
Smiley.
But
Man.
yeah, I think there's a cutoff date where it's like we're really heartbroken about Bill Cosby, and there's another cutoff date that's just like, whoa, that guy was a creep. Why'd you guys like him?
I mean, that's really it.
Yeah.
It's just like you guys didn't know. Really? All right.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
knew.
Look,
no,
knew.
there was
Day
no
one.
way to know. Come on.
that
Well,
he's
we
a serial
don't know.
rapist. You did not know that.
Yeah.
No one knew that.
You didn't look at the Jello pudding pop commercial and be like,
this guy's
that
totally
guy's
drugging
roofing college-aged women. No,
don't know, man.
You thought I want a Jello pudding pop.
Yeah, this guy's selling me that pudding pop real good.
That's true.
Real good.
That's true.
The 80s were like that, though. The 80s were probably the last decade of innocence where you were just sold stuff and you're like, I believe this 100%.
Yep.
Like, in the 80s, there were finite
This is gonna
things
bring
where,
my son home from the war.
Yeah, we knew that the Russians were unequivocally our enemy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. The Russians were the enemy. They were the worst people on the planet, and that's what was going to
And
go.
then they became twerk dancers.
And then they had the twerk come out, and it was like, they're maybe not so bad. I mean, Putin's maybe not such a bad guy at all. Who cares if he indiscriminately kills
As long as
people
they're
and
shaking
throws
their
gay people in
Putins.
jail? Who cares? But you know, and then Cosby went along with that, right? Cosby was just the father. He was like the father of the 80s. He was Cliff Huxtable. He was the guy that was like the moral compass of my generation. So watch him fall from grace like that's a big deal. Big deal. In the 90s, that's when everyone was disillusioned. That's
I mean,
when
I guess
Kurt
like for
Cobain
me,
was
it'd be like if we found out that Splinter from Ninja Turtles was like doing cocaine.
The cartoon
No,
character.
that would make him awesome.
Okay. Just
If you, yeah,
Or
if
like
you-
Mr. Feeney.
You mean
if Mr.
There you
Feeney
go.
was
Now
like,
you're right there.
if like we found out that there's actually this crazy plot where Mr. Feeney raped Topanga,
Yeah.
I would
imagine
not
if
be
you
okay
found out
with
that in
this.
real life that actor was like diddling kids. You'd be like, whoa, that kind of ruins the series for me.
Diddling?
Right?
yeah,
Diddling.
Minkus.
No.
Yeah, what
Stay
if it was
away from
Minkus?
Minkus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bummer.
Oh man.
It's
He's
pretty
all
terrible.
grown up now.
Yeah,
It's pretty terrible.
he's a tech millionaire now
Commercials.
on Girl Meets World.
Yes.
Not really. He's
Right,
still
right,
an
right.
actor.
With
Are you guys
Farkas.
watching? Is that a thing still? Girl
Oh,
Meets
it's a
World?
thing, and it's getting way better.
I love when Tim
Oh, it's a thing,
The funny
and
thing
it's
about-
getting passable.
Tim will, Kevin, you can attest to this. Tim will drive the things that you like into the fucking ground without thinking twice if he doesn't like the series. However, he will never admit that a series that he thinks he should like is bad. He will say it is getting better. And you're like, did it
Bullshit.
start bad? And
It
you're
is
like, and you're
bad.
like, no.
It's getting better. And I only do that about Ultimate Spider-Man. I never say the other things you like are bad.
That's true.
You usually have good taste.
I only like one thing though. It's Ultimate Spider-Man
And I hate you so much for it.
because it's better than Spectacular Spider-Man. It's not a big deal. It's just re-envisioning
That's
that's
not true.
it's
That's
amazing.
not a true story.
Look, it's just that
That's actually
Spectacular Spider-Man has
incorrect.
been told over and over and over again. Great, Peter Parker. Okay, whatever. This is a new take on it, and you know what? It's fresh, and it makes cool references to Karate Kid and Die Hard.
Why are they all going to the same high school?
Why wouldn't they all go to the same high school?
Why would they go to the same high school?
Why
They're-
was Zach Morris and Kelly Kapowski in the same high school?
because
so that
they probably
love could happen.
Because they probably live zonally to where they would go to the same public high school.
This is the New York Public High School.
the one.
Yeah.
There's only
Oh,
one.
okay. I'm
PS1.
sorry.
Stark fixed it.
PS1.
Yeah.
How many high schools do you
PS1
think
and only
they
they
have
call
in
it.
New York? Fact, Google it.
Don't
I'm willing to
Google
bet
this.
there's only 3 high schools in New York. Okay, maybe
PS1,
We
maybe
know.
PS2,
We know
PS3.
from Recess that.
Yeah,
Cartoon
and Hey
show,
Arnold.
that's not true.
There's a high school on like every block.
See, before I
Every
was
high
an
school
block.
adult,
Starbucks.
so like maybe a couple years ago, I found out that I thought that there was actually like a canon of
And
all
then
the different
teachers
cartoons
are actually
because they're all
like,
different PSs.
As a side note, they put them in that high school. That's
no,
why
but
they're
like
high
they
school.
don't have anything better to do. Like there's not a better use of these agents' time than like we're gonna be in this high school pretending to be your teachers.
Okay, it's one agent. It's Coulson, and he's the
yeah, he's
principal.
the most important agent.
He's we all know he's kind of a reanimated corpse of himself or something. Whatever the hell happened with Shield, I can't remember how.
Oh,
he
nobody
came back.
watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Nobody knows what happened.
I
According
watched
to
it anyway.
everybody,
People swear it's getting better.
getting better
It actually is getting better.
Do you watch it?
I did. I watched the last like 4 episodes
because
of last
there's
season.
like Inhuman stuff.
got-
in it.
I'll keep
Right?
Oh, the
watching
Inhumans,
proven
the things
shows like
everyone
Nashville.
cares about.
No, actually, you know what? Patton
The
Oswalt
Inhumans
was
are the
one.
fucking non-playable characters after Vision as
Okay,
player
well,
4.
but here's the thing.
They're like the silhouettes in the
up until
background of the
last
intro
year,
screen.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but all right, Vision, the Inhumans, fucking Rocket Raccoon, you sold me. A talking tree, you sold me.
Black
A
Bolt's
dude
pretty
named
rad.
Star
dude.
Lord, you fucking sold me. Like I'm good. We're good with those
It's true.
guys.
They have a lot of character.
Yeah.
They do.
She's got hair and it will strangle you. The Inhumans.
Is that one of them?
Medusa.
Oh,
I'm into that.
Are
Yeah.
the Inhumans the one who starts Civil War in the comics? What are the ones that blow up?
No, those are
X-Men.
Skrulls. Right?
No, that's-
those
no,
are
no, no,
Skrulls.
no.
The X-Men.
No, it was they were on a reality TV show that one of them.
It was an X-Men.
Yeah,
It was a mutant.
But it was a
Well,
team.
not an X-Men, it was a
a
mutant.
team.
it was
Everybody,
a group of mutants, like young mutants. It was like the
Young Justice.
you're not eating more on the show. It's your
It's
topic.
probably Young
It's time for your
Justice.
topic.
Probiotic.
Good.
Probably-
You can eat it after the
It's
show.
probably
All right.
Superboy.
Don't even fucking don't.
It's probably.
Well,
Be
commercials
careful.
quick. That was a good topic. We
You're
went
on
kind of
some.
dark there
You're
for
on
a
some
second.
mighty thin ice. Nick,
Yo!
what's your topic?
My topic comes from Twitter, like all good topics do. At Oline Cotes. Cotes?
Coco.
Sorry, I slaughtered.
Try
That
some
is-
peanut butter coat coats.
Asks Nick _Scarpino, which is if you have topics for me, please tweet at me. Is digital entertainment, movies, TV, games, etc., a literal waste of your time? What's a good balance of work and play? Do you
That's
guys
tough.
feel that sometimes when you're playing, you're on your 8th hour of a game, you're like, shit.
I
This
have-
is 8 hours I could have been spending doing anything else. Does that ever
No.
creep into the back
That's
of your
why I
mind?
don't watch movies or play games or listen to music. I just read a lot of Wikipedia.
You do.
Now I'm like, I'm informed.
You are.
Are you channeling Colin? I don't know what's happening.
No. I
he
do.
really
I
does.
do read a lot of Wikipedia.
I
But
thought,
it's like
I thought it was just because
No,
you'd
really.
already.
There's a lot of experiences. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need to put 10 hours into this. There's a lot of comic books that I'm never gonna read because I'm like, I read it on Wikipedia and it probably told a better story than those comics.
Well, I think this comes down to two competing forces here, right? This is
Told you
Good
not
and
to eat the
evil.
Nature Box food.
two competing forces. Number one is that sort of there is something in like a fandom community or like in a geek community that I think we're all a part of that is like the guilt of not being informed.
Sure.
The guilt of not knowing, of not being up on everything. And you want to be able to like play the games, watch the movies, read the comics, do everything that everybody else is doing, and you want to be a part of it, right? Because you love this stuff and it's just like, oh, I want to be up on it all, you know?
Yeah.
Then there is there's the whole, like, there is this real adult guilt that comes from when you're doing one of those things that you're not particularly enjoying, like you're talking about. Like, okay, I'm having a fairly good time with this game. I have so many other things that I could be doing, you know?
Like, I need to watch, and this isn't a joke, I'm not leading into a joke. I need to watch Fast 6 this weekend before I go see Fast 7 on Sunday. I don't care what the titles are. Stop shaking your head.
No, I'm just upset that, like, whatever you're saying, just keep going.
Can you do me a favor and try not to fall asleep this time?
Well, I was drunk that time, so, like, give me some credit there. I remember bits and pieces of him, like,
Drunk on speed.
What happened here, Letty? And he's, like, doing the detective vision thing. That's all I really remember. Anyways, but it's like, I want to also play Borderlands, and I also want to read all my comics, and I also want to, I'm caught up on Flash and Arrow now, so I feel good about that. But it's like, where do I, etch out those 2 hours where I'm not ignoring Christine or ignoring a game I'd rather be playing or doing this?
Yeah, and I think the answer is it's just more like, it's more about editing and not having that like fear of missing out on the thing. You know what I mean?
The problem is like it's so much more pronounced now with Twitter, right? Or like, Facebook, whatever, the digital stratosphere. In the way that you have now, we'll say 100 friends, right? And where in the old days you'd hang out with your 5 friends, you'd all have a shared interest, you'd all go watch a movie, you'd all watch the show together, you'd all do this together, or maybe you break off and then catch up later. Now you have 100 friends, all with splintered interests, all wanting to ask you as soon as Arrow ended on the East Coast before it's even aired out here, what did I think of it? And like you're like, I'm not there yet. Stop.
Well, not just that, but there are certain things where you can feel when the spoiler threshold is about to break.
Yeah.
Every TV show, every community, every movie has like a different set of rules. Like if you're not watching Mad Men when Mad Men is on, you're getting spoiled.
Stay off Twitter.
Everybody's live stream. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones community has no etiquette about spoilers, right?
Well, there was one specific episode with the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
Where you're like, the second that was over,
was...
I'm like, I am so glad I watched this in real time.
Well, for me it was,
everyone's talking about it tomorrow.
I think it was the Red Wedding. I forget what it is. Usually I watch it the next day with Christine or whatever. And I was on Twitter and everyone's reaction was like, holy fuck, hashtag Game of, and like all that. Nobody spoiled it, but I literally turned off Twitter. I'm like, we gotta watch Game of Thrones right now. I don't know what the hell's happening, but I need to know.
And so that becomes part of it too, where it's just like, but if I don't do it now, is it gonna be ruined for me?
Is there an aspect of media these days that's sort of keeping up with the Joneses, where you feel that you have to do this in order to be a part of our culture?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, entirely. I think that's it. I don't think there's another side to that. No one watches things to enjoy them. That's a statement.
No.
Well, except for maybe Ultimate Spider-Man for some reason, because you're definitely not watching that for any other reason.
Hashtag best Spider-Man series ever. Hashtag
but it is a lot. And the other thing that's like making it harder and harder is just how available everything is now.
Right.
Where it's like,
and the volume.
So everybody's like, oh man, are you keeping up with the Americans? Watch the Americans. It's like, okay, I'll add the Americans. It's like, oh, by the way, you need to be watching this. Oh, okay, I'll watch that too.
Are you keeping up with the Kardashians? It's like, damn, they have so many shows
so hard.
now.
They have their boutique.
My
They're
wife
all
keeps
getting
up with all of
married.
them.
Where am I going to be in my life?
Yesterday I saw
Can I
there was
keep
a
up
new
with the
Kardashian.
Kardashians?
I'm like, what's that even mean?
They created one.
Like, what the hell?
They were running out of interesting Kardashians, and so they just made another
You're
one.
talking about the youngest Kardashian.
I don't know. I saw a headline that like, there's a new Kardashian. I'm like,
it's Kylie, probably.
What?
She came of age. There were two young ones that no one really talked about. They couldn't take pictures of them because they're like underage.
Oh.
So when they hit 18, they were doing modeling. So Kylie and Kendall was doing a lot of modeling. She's gorgeous. They're both gorgeous because they're the stepsisters of Kim, or half sisters, excuse me, of Kim and Khloe.
So Nick, are you this educated because of your wife, or just man? Okay.
No, I there's a number of different things that go into this. I am legitimately fascinated by Kim Kardashian because I am fascinated by a person who can reach that level of success having no discernible skills or talents. As far as a lot of people now. Let's back up for a second. She's got great managers, and she's not stupid. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she knows exactly how to market herself. She realized that she is a thing, and much like we all hope to do, we want to exploit that as much as humanly possible, except her thing involved a porn movie that catapulted her way into the consciousness of Americans and now worldwide. And she makes tons of money a year.
Which is so
you got to
weird.
appreciate that.
Ray J.
Oh my god! Side note: my wife read me a statistic, and most of this is 'cause my wife, but she reads me statistics randomly when she's reading magazines. She goes, "Did you know that Jessica Simpson's brand, Jessica Simpson, which is a brand, made more money than?" And she rattled off like American Apparel, like 3 high level, like mid level retailers. She's like, it made more money than all those.
I bet because she's in Walmart.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But yeah, the Kardashians are also just a fascinating family, man. Like my wife always says this. She's like, in Europe you have the royals. And so those are the biggest of the biggest celebrities because those are the people
We'll
that
never
don't even
be
have to
royals.
try. You'll never be royals. But they were born into that, so they're born famous, right? Here we have our celebrities, and Kim Kardashian is, in some way, shape, or form, in some fucking twisted way, represents the American dream of like you can not be something one day, and then boom, you're the biggest thing on the planet the next day.
Badass.
So it's pretty fascinating. Plus, they're kind of smoking hot, especially the 2 young
Scott.
ones.
No.
There's
Scott.
He's a good looking dude.
Diskin?
I think it's Scott.
Diskin?
Is he? Is Scott the dude that kind of
Yeah.
looks like if all of us kind of
He
like
looks-
mixed into one really good looking guy?
He looks like American Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
him. Scott. He's hot.
Yeah.
He's a good looking
He is.
He looks like he's
Not a
gonna
very nice
feed
guy, though.
an
is
That's,
he?
you know
ATM
what?
cat. Yeah.
That's got to be a plot point.
I don't think so. He's pretty douchey. I mean, it's. I mean, like you got to try real hard to nail that character. You have to be like, I'm talking. Give the man
Masterclass.
the golden statue at the end of the last season of this bad boy because he is. They're all a piece of work.
Is
They're all-
Kanye ever on the show?
I don't think so.
He refuses to be.
I think he refuses. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're fascinating. My wife doesn't watch them quite as much because she's discovered she really likes the Real Housewives shows, and now she's discovered a show called Southern Charm, which is like it's a reality show on literally cocaine. One of the characters is like a reformed cocaine addict who is now running for the Senate. It's so outlandish that you're like, this can't fucking be real. These can't be real people. They have to be made up.
This is exactly the kind of show that should make you feel guilty that you're not doing more in your life.
This is one of those shows.
Yeah.
There's 2 instances where I do feel like media to me is a waste of time. When I watch something just for the sake of I can't think of something better to do, which happens often on Netflix.
Yep.
Or TBS?
Or TBS or Velocity Channel. I watch a lot of Velocity Channel now, and I don't even like cars.
That's
It's
a
like,
shame.
oh, they're making a Mustang. 4 hours later, guess it's time to go to bed. I just wasted 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so hesitant to play games, because back in the day, I used to just randomly play games as a way to waste time. Like physically, I would be like, you are literally putting off the shit you should do to be successful.
Yeah.
And you're doing that by way of playing a game. And that's why growing up in my 20s, when I came to IGN, I equated the feeling of holding a controller with the feeling of wasting my life, which is not necessarily the case, because I feel like honestly now, especially with coming back into the fray a little bit and experiencing kind of what you guys experience, they are an amazing way to experience entertainment. Like as far as an outlet goes, like I just played through Axiom Verge, and I'm like, this is the first time in a really long time something has hit me on this level that I did not expect.
Yeah.
And I craved it. Like I'd leave here and be like, I got a lot of shit to do tonight, but how am I gonna kind of just
ride that bird.
That's
Gotta
how
get the birds.
dude, and that's the thing. That's how I feel about Bloodborne right now, and I think those are the games that I play now.
Yeah.
Those are the games that I play. And when everybody's like, "Oh, but you got to play this, but you got to play this."
Okay.
I'm like,
Animal
no,
Crossing.
I don't
Go
really-
play Animal Crossing.
I'm really
No.
good now at playing the first 20 minutes of a game, watching the first episode of a show or 2 episodes of a show, or reading the first couple issues of a comic book and being like, not important enough.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's bad. It could be very good. It's just not the thing that's going to make me go, there are so many things that I could be doing with my life right now, and what I want to be doing is playing this game.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
what-
really what it comes down to.
That's what happened. Like the example recently with me was Gotham. I'm a huge DC Comics fanboy. I try to support all the DC Comics
Yep.
shows. Watched the first 3 episodes of Gotham. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I
Looked
was
at
like,
the
I'm
preview
out.
for Constantine. I'm like, no, sorry. Like I gotta pick and choose what I'm doing here now.
I watched the first 2 Constantine because I was like, here we go, Vertigo. This is where it all happens. This is where it all starts.
Yeah.
Constantine is the best. They're gonna get it right. And I watched it and they got it fine. It's a
Yeah.
fine show. I don't have any room in my life for a fine show.
That's the problem, right? There's too much out there, and so you really do owe it to yourself to scrutinize what you choose to engage with. Like Arrow, perfect example. Everyone's like, Nick, watch Arrow. Nick, you would love Arrow. You would love Arrow. I sat down, I watched the first 3 episodes, couldn't get into it, and I'm like, this is just not for me. I'm not engaged with this character. I get that technically, if you run down the on a list of paper, if it just what's the phrase? I'm trying to phrase I'm looking for.
Bullet points?
No, I mean if you're just on paper.
Tail of the tape.
It looks good. Everything's there. Great actor, great action sequences, comic book tie-ins with mainstream media and all that stuff. But it just didn't hit for me. So I stopped watching. Same with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm like, I think I'm supposed to like this show because something it's building up to that into a universe that I love, which is the movies. But if I'm being honest with myself, and we all should watch the show because we're supposed to be kind of up to date on all the things that happen in quote unquote nerd culture. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to suffer through 13 hours of a bad show.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
To
so
me,
I know how it plays into Captain America.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a Wikipedia show.
It's definitely a Wikipedia
where it's like,
show.
I want to know what's going on, and that's going to be a great read at the end of the season.
And by the way, let me back up. Arrow and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Arrow was good. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got good. I'm not saying these are bad shows.
Right.
I'm saying compared to, I got about 2 hours a night where I can actually engage with something, maybe 3.
Engage.
And in that time, I've got the following on my DVR. Right, I've got Archer. I've got it's soon to be Game of Thrones. I've got Better Call Saul.
Yep.
I've got The Walking Dead up until a week ago. Done. Like, I'm good. If those are the things on my DVR,
Right.
good fucking luck getting on my DVR past that point, right? And then you go to Netflix, and I've got all the episodes of Cheers, all the episodes of X-Men, all the episodes of every Netflix show that's on, which is amazing. So yeah, it's really hard. I don't know.
And I think the thing is, like, if you do start to feel guilty, just like, don't feel guilty for feeling guilty, which is, I think, something that a lot of people do, which is like, I'm supposed to be the guy who's into this. I think there are a lot of people sitting out there that are like, but I'm the Marvel guy. My friends know that I'm the Marvel guy. Like, I gotta watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I'm the Marvel. No, you don't, dude. You don't know anybody that. No. If it's not great and you don't like it, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it, is that pressure.
Why are you a Marvel guy? Because when you read the comic books, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
So expect more, right? Don't buy into a show that's subpar just because you're supposed to like it and support it. No, that's not how this game works that we're playing.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't support it. It'll go away, and it's on them to make something better that'll grab your attention.
And I think
We're back to Amiibos. Whoa. Long day, Carboni, but we
Carboni,
got
let me ask you
here.
this question. Amiibos, best or greatest thing that Nintendo's ever done?
Wow. So those are the choices.
Better or way better than what's the Disney Infinity?
Amiibos versus freedom and equality.
Yeah. That's really what it is.
Way better or most way better?
We don't have to get into the great Amiibo debate, which I don't know. I don't want to pit you two against each other on this subject.
I don't think there's a.
See, this is a perfect example of this,
I don't think there's
where
an
it's like
against.
I would
the Marvel
assume
guy,
you
I'm
would
the
like-
Nintendo
I
guy.
would
It's like the
assume
fuck,
you
I don't
love
own a
Amiibos.
single Amiibo.
I don't think-
I own one. Someone bought it for me.
Yeah, and I don't think this is the against. That's the other thing, is like, whatever you're into, and I want you to be into it, and I want you to be happy about it. If you are genuinely happy with Amiibos and the way Amiibos are going, good on you.
Yeah.
I don't want any Amiibos. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Good luck with your Amiibos.
I don't know.
Enjoy them.
Yeah.
I want a couple of Amiibos.
Have you ever hit a point in a game, Greg, where you're like, I should stop playing this. This is not fun.
All
And
the
then
time.
do you?
Yes. Well, now I do. That was the big thing to get used to after we were done. I moved to being a host at IGN, and I wasn't reviewing games anymore. When I didn't, like, that first time, we're like, oh, I don't like this anymore. But I'm so close.
That
I'm like,
thing,
wait,
like,
I don't need to.
Can I really know about it if I don't finish it?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
reviewer mindset.
Yeah,
Reviewer
yeah.
mindset. And I had that for a while too, and then you're just like, oh no, I know.
Yeah.
As a guy who never has to review this, I know it's time to put it down.
Yeah. That's like liberating. And now I'm totally the guy who's like, yeah, I'll put an hour into something, and if I don't like it, fuck it. There's a million other games to play.
Yeah.
And I can read a review or talk about it, or this is my experience with it. And it doesn't have to be a score or anything like that. It's great.
And I get to that point a lot where sometimes I'm playing a game and I like it, but I go like, oh, I get it.
Yep. Oh yeah. I get it. I get that a lot. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. That was me in Shadow of Mordor. I jumped in. I'm not a big fantasy Lord of the Rings guy. I was like playing. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I can totally see where this would have been Batman, what they were doing. I love the Nemesis system. Cool. And I put it down. It was like 2 hours. And Christine's like, she was over the moon with that game, trying 100%. She's like, are you're not gonna play? And I'm like, no, it's great. I totally understand why you love it. I want to spend 10 hours doing something else. I don't
The best thing about Shadow of Mordor, if you're not super into it, is just to go play somebody's late game save, because at the end it turns into Tony Hawk for orc killing. Yeah, it's basically just like, how many orc kill chains across this gigantic environment can I get to? And so you go ring the alarm. Go ring the alarm. I want your buddies to come here. I want all the orcs to come here.
Everyone.
And then they all come, and you're like, I'm gonna fight from here up around there, all the way down to the other side of this village. I'm gonna get a 400 combo. Here we go. And then you go do it, and it feels so good. But there's a whole middle part of that game where it's like, you're not Aragorn.
You're a shadow of Aragorn. I love that part in any game though. When you go past that threshold where you go from being like getting your ass kicked to I can own.
You're the toughest guy in the world.
And I think that's part of the thing that keeps you going with a game that you maybe don't love. There are two things. If you have come from being a reviewer, I think I have that puzzle solving brain where it's like, where I go, oh, I get this, because my brain is always trying to solve the puzzle of how to review the game. And I think that's nothing that I can change in my brain anymore forever. And it's kind of unfortunate because I'd like to sit down and play a game without my brain trying to solve what the game is. I'd like to I think I'd be able to play more games if I didn't do that. And then I think the other part is you sit down and you go, there's going to be this like end part of this game where I'm so good at it and so many cool things are happening. And if I can just get there, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. But I think that's what Let's Plays are for.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm trying to coin a new term.
Lay it on me.
The Rorschach effect. Do you ever see Watchmen?
Yeah.
Remember the part where he's in prison and he's like, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah.
I love that feeling when you get into that feeling in a game.
Yeah, that's good.
You're
That's
like,
good.
guess what? Now I look forward to going after that boss. Now I look
Right,
forward to
right,
going after
right.
these people. That's always a fun part. That's good game design. When you can feel that and you're like, and then it needs to end like an hour later.
I also
Otherwise,
think
you're
the
like, it's
internet
gonna
has
spoil
proven
it.
that it's always a good idea for somebody to identify with Rorschach.
Yeah.
always works out.
Always wonderful people.
He's the one. I'll tell you one thing. At the end of the day, yeah, call him what you will, but he's, he brought unbalance back to the world.
He's the only honest guy in Watchmen,
Yeah, he really
right?
is.
Yeah.
He fucked everything up for everyone, didn't he?
He did
Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Snyderverse.
That was our first hint of the Snyderverse.
I don't know. We can go on. We're going long on this one. I will still defend Watchmen until the
And
day
you're
I
not
die.
going to do that now. That's a topic
No.
unto itself.
I know.
Certainly not.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table.
What happened
I'm
there?
unusually off. I don't know. Try to say best. Don't. You know.
It's because we're enjoying the Nature Box treats.
Yeah.
They are really good. I'm
really
not
good.
lying. That's not the sponsorship ended a long time ago. I actually enjoyed this food. Remember, if you want to get the shows early, you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny. Get it every Friday. If you don't want to give us any money, no big deal. You can go to youtube.com/kindafunny and get the show broken up topic by topic, day by day, until we post the entire thing for free on YouTube and podcast services around the world each and every Friday. Anthony Carboni,
Hi.
thank you for coming by.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Did you have some fun today with us?
I had a great time.
We fed you.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, you got a burrito and a bunch of Nature Box food?
I had delicious snacks. I'll be here as part of the integration when we all come together as one. This is going to be wonderful.
Weather Channel, your show's coming up soon.
Yeah, so if you go to facebook.com/3 scientists, you can get all the information on that and a lot of cool science stories and videos that we're posting every day. And then I do a podcast 3 times a week with Jeff Kanata that's called We Have Concerns, and you can get that at wehaveconcerns.com or patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
And you get married.
Then I'm
Everybody's
getting
invited.
married. Everybody can come to the wedding. I'm going to announce where it is on Twitter, and you can just roll on by. We're going to Scarpino this wedding.
Yeah. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Welcome to the Kevin cast. How you doing, Kevin?
Pretty good.
All right. See you next week.
Like, subscribe, share. Follow us on patreon.com/KevinCast.
I'm gonna add it to the end of the show.
We made $37,000 a month to be the #1 source of Kevin news. Patreon.com/KevinCast.
Have you seen this Kevin?
Kevin, please start the KevinCast and put all that at the end of the episode.
Okay.
Just put the patreon.com up
Big,
there.
big Kevin, because he's got a big Kevin.